welcome to session 6 of the Astral Circus here on happyjacksrpg. My name is Jason, I am your GM. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 2024 edition with the modification of rolling 2d10 instead of d20, and we're using spell points instead of spell slots. It's probably broken, but who cares? You can find all of our sessions at happyjacks.org/the Astral Circus or /shows for anything and everything we've ever done. As I mentioned, I'm Jason. You can find me around the internet sometimes, except lately because I'm in grad school and just busting my butt to do well at that. However, Fridays, anyway, I'll do that at the end. Stay tuned for more. Content warning. We're gross and slimy and bloody and violent and sexy all at the same time.
All the good things.
Yeah.
Everything you could ever want and more.
Yeah. So just be aware. We have our safety tools in place. I think you should too. There you go. At least the X card. Come on. It frees you. It lets you fly. Dion.
No. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but you looked at me.
Fly.
Fly, you fools.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dion, and I definitely would have taken the Eagles to the Mounts of Mordor and just finished it in one movie, but, you know, whatever. We need to turn it into 3 books and stretch it out so that we can milk this cow forever. But beyond that, I am playing Gralen Longstamp, our what am I doing? Forest Gnome Grave Cleric. That's what I'm doing. I use he, him pronouns, so does Gralen. And we're in a gross place, so I'm just trying to, figure out what we're doing and then get the hell out of here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like you do.
Hi everybody, I'm Sam. I use they, them pronouns. And I play Jaden Sapphire, he, him, an astral elf druid, and currently mushroom consultant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you do. Hi, I am Pooja. No pronouns. I am playing Ezthe Perah, they, them, who is a tiefling martial sorcerer, which is a fun subclass that we're testing out.
Yep. Also might be broken. We'll find out.
Also a walking bomb.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Little
they're
bit.
just too awesome. Y'all can't handle it.
So, last time on the Astral Circus, we met the group of like-minded folks living on the beach.
Not a cult.
Yeah, not a cult. And in fact, not a cult. It's a colony. It's an illithid colony. Spoiler for last session.
In case you're watching out of order.
Yeah.
Don't watch out of order. It's important to watch last session before you watch this session.
Yeah, that's not on me. If that's spoiled for you, that's not me. That's on you for doing it weird. We don't do weird stuff here.
Nope, I've never done anything weird in my life.
No.
Oh, shit.
Look at us. And really, can you say we've ever been weird? Never.
Paragons of normalcy.
So,
Never.
we've met Brad and his boyfriend, Tad.
Sorry? Were they not married? Did we not stop?
Oh, that's his
thought it was
husband.
spouse.
That's
They
his
were
husband.
spouse, yeah.
Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah.
Don't downgrade them.
Wow.
Yeah. So they are committed life partners. The 30 or so people who live there, turns out they're all illithids. They were remnants and refugees from the battle in Baldur's Gate, featured in the game Baldur's Gate 3. So, there's a battle, but if you haven't played this 2.5-year-old game now. Year and a half? Year and a half.
There are fights in that game?
Yep.
What?
Or are you playing a bard? So the it turns out a very small, just a little baby brain guy. What's the word?
Elder brain.
Elder brain. Thank you. This is sort of like a just teener brain.
Yeah, middle-aged brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like middle-aged is kind of harsh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more
It's pretty. It's yeah.
a like
Adult brain.
Yeah.
Just imagine the angsty elder brain.
Yeah.
like emo teen elder brain.
Yeah. The
I don't have to listen to you, Mom. All my elder do what I want anyway. Okay, I'm sorry. That's it.
that is on point in that the Elderbrain claims that they have given their Illithid colony. They are all sort of networked as a colony would be, but he has not enforced his will or personality on them. Like they're individual people. And that is the claim that they're making. It seems like that's the case. And they even have gone so far as to get a resource from the Underdark to hybridize a type of fungus and human brains to be able to grow them in brine pools in the cave that they established here. Turns out this cave is pretty spectacular for the amount of salt water that comes in at the tide and then goes back out. And there's it's just a real sort of Goldilocks situation that is working out well for them. They introduced you to their little sort of cauliflower farm, and it's not cauliflower, but they've got a few sort of viable bits going there, and we had established that we're gonna figure out what to tell the skeletons, right? We were having a conversation with Brad about that. I believe we ended on what we have to, we were hired to tell them if you're a threat or not. And Brad's concern is well, they're gonna come hunt the Illithids, and
that's kind of how we got in the party cave.
Yeah.
Is that okay, just demonstrate to us that you won't come for.
Yeah. Now we have evidence that they're vegan illithids, so they're not a threat to the skeleton village.
Yeah.
And we ended with these things are growing.
Yes.
So that we know that it's capable of being sort of
sustainability in farming.
It's sustainable, yeah.
Yeah, they're all on short rations for now because it's not that many plants yet, but they have the capacity for a bunch of plants.
And Gralen and Jaden gave them some tips on some growing tips.
Yep.
To help out.
That is true. So that's going to be wildly successful. And Illithid colonies don't grow the same way a human colony does. Illithids live a long time, and they don't reproduce without putting a little worm in someone's eye. So that's, it's not going to get just totally out of hand. They are just a group of people who want to figure their shit out. So the setting is, and so we're in the cave. We've had these conversations. We're looking around. I think maybe kind of on the way out, because we're done talking in the cave, and everyone's a little please be careful where you step. Okay, now let's go and not be in here.
Yeah.
Right? Because the illithids just sort of float over everything, and they don't have to touch the ground if they don't feel like it. But you head back out, and on the way out, and this is partly acknowledging that we're without our beloved Jay this week, but also there were just a lot of fun things going on with our hallucinogens last week. And there's a moment where you all are looking into the growing stuff. All three of you were pretty engaged in that part of what's happening. And I just imagine the smiling, looking back at Brutus, isn't this great? Oh. So you all know what hippo eyes look like, right? They're just big black orbs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is hopefully not clownish, but the eyes are now white with pinprick black dots.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Which is a little sort of googly eye effect.
Uh-huh.
But they're not just wandering, they're not, and Brutus is following you and looking at you, when you're talking to him, is paying attention, sort of, but is not, and will sort of mumble a response, but is not fully home right now.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't seem to be in distress. And Brad even says Yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Just a wee bit too high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some water and a nap.
Yep.
You know?
He'll be fine.
So, yeah, that's as you're leaving the cave, Brutus is like, just sort of grunts and nods and follows you out of the cave. And is just following along behind. Doesn't actually seem dizzy at all. It doesn't seem like that drunk or high, like, sloppiness. Is just not focused. That's the
Brutus
main
is
thing.
not available right now.
Yes, Brutus will be available for comment later this week.
I think that this is something we've all seen before. Ish. In some, like, retrospect that, like, your friend gets too high.
Yeah.
And you take care of them.
Gralen's seen this before because he's fun and has been to lots of parties.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine hanging out with him, I would have seen it before.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah. You've been with them for a while.
I probably don't have the same terminology or understanding of it,
Right.
but it's at least familiar.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
like, oh, he's had too much fun. He's
Mm-hmm.
Fun in moderation.
Oh, and I just saw in chat that Jay is actually joining us from the road. So let me know if we need to get anything different for Brutus. Okay, so as you come out of the cave,
Don't crash.
all three of you, please roll Arcana.
Ooh, I'm good at that one.
Okay.
This could only go
Oh,
poorly.
actually, roll your Arcana plus Wisdom instead of Intelligence, and then if you're trained in it, also add your proficiency bonus.
Okay. It's
Wait.
an 11.
Okay.
Wait. So most of that stuff's already accounted, right? If it's
Yeah. So if it's
I'm already
on there-
proficient in it, it's already accounted for the proficiency.
yeah, so subtract your Intelligence bonus
Okay.
and add your Wisdom bonus.
I didn't mean to do that.
Are they the same?
I'll take it.
No, your Wisdom's way higher.
Way
right?
higher.
Yeah.
That just gave
Unfortunately,
me
it's the wrong
a
dice thing. I did that
Subtract
when I was going on from home.
0 and add 4. Okay.
dirty 20.
Oh, nice.
25.
Oh, good.
Yeah, with some
It's a
friends.
1d20.
Well, that's fine.
I did that before on the other thing.
Yeah, I didn't know how to undo it, but I like the 17, so we're
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
no, that I will take that. Unlike mine, like the d20 was like, you shouldn't be using me, and I'm going to teach you why.
Yeah. It's perfect that Ezthe doesn't pick up what's happening. This roll was really like, Jaden needed to see it, and I was curious if Gralen would see it. Guess what? Brutus didn't notice.
Oh, yeah, no.
Weird. Yeah, can't imagine why.
Brutus is busy. You look up at the sky. It was like mid-morning. It was like midday, I think, by the time you were going into the cave.
We played it. We were in the cave for a while, so it's already sort of
Oh, it's like after.
It's
like
We
afternoon.
are getting into evening times.
You said like afternoon going towards evening.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 in the afternoon.
okay.
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 You look up. You can see there's a bit of gray coming in from the ocean from the east. And it just looks like normal weather, it's not like the doom rolling in. But the gray sky highlights this like buzzing, swirling. It's not making a noise, and it's not really bright, which is why it's not like you're missing the clown with the one-man band, right? It's not that, right? But for those who are magically inclined and paying attention, there is this like swirling, independent energies around the dome that Brad had set up. And Brad also looks up and notices that and goes,
Is it inside the dome or outside?
outside. It's like buzzing, like trying to get in,
Oh.
right? And then with a 25... you can see these are message spells.
Oh.
You can identify what they are. And Brad says, I think most of them are for you. Oh, sorry. Whoa. Dude, I think most of those are for you, Jaden.
Oh, well, I am popular, so that seems realistic.
Have you received multiple message spells at the same time before?
Probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It's unusual,
Okay.
really.
Let's let the dice say.
That's fine.
Odds, yes. Evens, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. If you're sure you can handle it, I'll let the barrier down.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Now I need you to make an intelligence save.
Oh, good. I'm not good at that, but okay.
This is just for fun. What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, that's not terrible. 14.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So they all swarm around, and it's like you're tuning into 7 stations at once, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a little overwhelming, but they are increasingly frantic check-ins from your boss, Cornelia. Like, hey, are you good? What's happening? Okay, we're on our way.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Right? Because they've gone hours without hearing from
Yeah.
you, and that's unusual, and you were going somewhere dangerous. And it's impossible, unfortunately, to tell when the messages were sent.
Okay.
But the last one, your high roll is your 14 gives you the messages in the right order at least.
Okay.
And you know that last one is like, oh, we're coming. Don't worry.
Great. Okay. All right. Well, I can't use message unless I can see them. So,
I think I can contact them.
Yeah,
Oh.
because you tried to send before,
I
correct?
did. Guess what? I think that may be my last spell points.
uh-oh.
I think. Hold on, let me check.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, sending is a leveled spell.
Yeah, sending's a.
And message is like line of sight, I think.
Yeah, the
Message
message is
is
line
line
of
of
Yeah, yeah.
sight.
So these
I
are
have
sending.
Exactly 3 more, and I think sending is a level 3.
You tell me.
I'm looking.
I don't know the rules of this game.
I can do it one more time. That would be the rest of my spells until we rest.
Okay. Now it is, mid-afternoon, and I'm not promising anything.
I know. I mean, 3 in a battle isn't going to do much anyway. I'm going to be useless. I might as well try to stop this emergency. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Gralen's like, I can get a message out. What should I say?
That would be good. Tell her everything's fine. We've made friends. We're on our way back.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna roll something here.
Are you going to block it again for my life?
No. I'm not. I wouldn't do that to you. But I am gonna roll something that's like I'm not gonna tell you what it is right away. Sorry. But like on a 1-2, they've just left.
Yeah.
Right. On a 3-4, they're sort of midway. On a 5-6, they get it as they're like coming over the hill. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. All right. And you cast your sending.
I cast sending. I say what I was told to say.
What was the message again?
Don't worry. We're okay. We've made friends. We're on our way back.
Okay. Also, now that the barrier is dropped, actually, you don't have to cast sending. The barrier is dropped, and you all have your sending stones, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, if you're fine with it going to everybody who has their stone turned on, which this is not a super secret message, right?
Yeah.
It feels like it would be better for everyone
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
So you can actually, take your spell points back,
Okay.
and you get a very grumpy, like, first of all, Tim's like, awesome, glad to hear everyone's okay. And Rosemary and Sage don't reply. Eerie wouldn't have come on this trip to save you. He's got shit to do, probably. And Carnelia responds with, well, I guess we'll just turn around then. We'll just spend an hour hiking around for nothing. So they were about halfway,
Okay.
right? But that is less of a problem than if they had been right on top of you.
Yeah.
Because you probably want to be able to frame this story in a way that you want.
Right.
but also now that communications are reopened, they're asking, Carnelia asks, are we likely to lose communication again, or are we okay?
We should be good now.
Brad, we'll be okay, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Brad nods. Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to interrupt your call.
So just to be clear, you still just want to be left alone and don't want to make any more friends. Because we're friends now.
Yeah, that's cool. It's more that I know we're a complicated situation, and it's just easier to kind of get ourselves established first. You saw our food situation; it's not great.
So until, for now, no friends for now.
Yeah.
But then maybe in the future, friends.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if things could change and the way everybody feels about us, that would be cool. But
I'm just going to say, if the thing that people are most worried about is having their brains infected, which it sounds like, and eaten, but there's a town of really awesome skeletons who don't have brains that you can eat, that they would be less, at least like the skeletonized population would be more cool about it.
mm-hmm.
They probably, they understand not being accepted for who they are.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you guys do
yeah,
have that in common.
that makes sense.
And it just feels like in order to get more growing, not growing, no. Even I know that that's the wrong thing to say. In order to get more like fertilizer kind of situation, right? Because you've got all these awesome growing tips that like trade could be established. And everyone loves money and everybody loves trade. So if you export hallucinogens and they import dirt, then you end up with also people love money and they'll overlook pretty much anything for it.
Do you think they would donate their dead bodies?
I think that requires y'all to be friends.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But I think they would understand your situation. So if you're okay with us kind of diplomatically broaching the subject with them on behalf of our new friends, we think there's a chance that you guys could all live here on the island in harmony and not need to worry about each other.
Okay.
Maybe even be friends.
Okay. Let's try it, dudes.
I mean, you showed us your intentions and your growing facilities, and you can see our reaction, so...
And by the way, when you come out of the cave, everyone has done their transmutation magic back to their humanoid forms, so the beach looks relatively normal again.
Didn't you say it was like another camp up above them?
There's another town south of here.
Yeah.
It's a little mining town.
Okay.
That's mostly dwarves and tieflings.
Okay.
Just the families that settled there. And they do a little bit of exporting. They did more exporting when they would send all their shipments through brine, right? Because it was a fishing village. Some people had bigger boats. They're like, yeah, all right, we'll take some of this ore into Baldur's Gate. They were small loads. It was, but it was a small business situation, right? And these two towns were sort of cooperating. They'd give them fish. They'd sell their ore through them, and it was fine, right? Then the skeleton thing happened, and the high place, I think it's high place.
Yeah.
A high place is now not like torches and pitchforks about brine, but they're also they're sort of they're figuring it out, right? And it is it's a weird situation,
Right.
but they're not hostile.
They're not hostile, and brine is aware and not worried about them.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah, they've had contact with them.
Cool.
Because also they have living members who are like, hey, we were buds. Remember when we used to do stuff? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you know, and it's only a few hours across the island to get up. It's like a couple hours to the base of the mountain, and then there's like a pretty significant, you know, hills situation. No, I shouldn't say mountains, but like, you know,
Hills, yeah.
big chunky hills with I'd say they're mostly getting like silver out of there, silver and iron, but yeah, that's what they're working with. Okay, so we're heading back to Brian.
Yes.
All right. Let's see how to introduce. All right, so it's a couple hours back. It's early evening when you get there. Are you planning on performing tonight? Because that was the idea, right? Is you'd be away, like you were counting on maybe not performing tonight, but now you're back in time. But you've also had a long day, and art's still coming down.
Yeah, I thought today was day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. And you know what? Let's say it is because Erie and Tim and like they have set up carnival mode, right?
Yes. It's games night. Right?
Yeah. It's games night, which is like frequently you guys will come in. If you're like your standard 3-night or engagement is big opening show, carnival day and night, right? We're reading fortunes, we're playing games, we're doing, much more interactive experience, and then big closing show on the third night. And this also often gives you enough time to do whatever sort of clandestine bullshit you've been hired to take care of during your visit. So, sometimes they're longer visits, sometimes they're shorter, etc. So yeah, you come back to the carnival day in full swing. And I should say it is, like a circus carnival, not carnival,
Right.
Not quite that level or culture. But yeah, games and all sorts of things are happening. And, as soon as you come up over the hill and are coming down into the town, people are waving and, just a mix of people, skeletons and humanoid, meat sacks, just all types of folks here. The mayor of Frisk, I think. Mayor Frisk?
That sounds right.
I'm just realizing what watching Daredevil Born Again is doing to my brain.
Oh.
In that, in the beginning of the series, we learned that Fisk would like to become mayor. So no spoilers. It's just, kingpin crime lord running for mayor. Imagine a criminal running for public office.
Weird. That would never
What?
happen.
No way an entire nation of people will let that happen.
No, let alone a city. Okay, so Mayor Frisk. Frist. Thank you. Yeah. Mayor Frist is near the circle, the three wagons that are all set up with all the games and stuff, but sees you coming over and is wearing his what was probably Sunday best, right? It's a lot of the skeleton clothes are looking a little ragged, but we know their clothes sit as if there is a meat person under them, so they sort of like hover over the bones a little bit. And on his head is this fantastic, like, 3-pointed sort of Robin Hood hat, right? With this, like, no joke, 3-foot-long peacock feather kind of thing sticking out of the top of it.
Awesome.
Is it also sort of floating as if there's a skull?
Just enough, right? Like, the skull would have, like, hair and skin, so like you'd have to get pretty close. The cameras could sort of like get a idea, but you'd have to get up in his business to really see that it's not quite touching his skull.
Okay.
Just a slight hover.
Yes, yeah. And what do we call it? Their spiritual flesh, something like that.
Ectoplasm?
Yeah, there was a word that nobody liked that I used. I liked it. Spectral flesh.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't actually see a problem with that.
Seems fine.
Okay. The mayor turns to see you coming down the road, and Brutus sort of walking behind the three of you, not trailing far behind, but just sort of here, and then yeah.
I think we need to get him somewhere comfy.
Yeah. Maybe some water.
Yeah.
He's like makes kind of thirsty noises.
Mm-hmm.
What if we sit him in the river?
No.
He might
I don't think
like
we have a
that.
river here. We have a beach. We have Ocean
He can't
Beach.
drink the seawater.
Yeah, he would probably try
He'd
to drink the
probably
seawater.
try.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure he'll on his own come up for air when he needs to in this state.
Oh no, so you just prop the head on the shore.
Actually, hippos will sleep in the water because they'll just like as they take a breath, they come up and then you can see it, and it's wild. And then they'll come down and then they just naturally like tip to get their nostrils up above water, and it's adorable. Hippos are also terrifying, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
One of the most deadly creatures.
Yeah, because they're dumb as rocks and like kind of mad.
Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
spiteful.
Yeah.
Very aggressive, very territorial, but also almost invisible in their territory.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And not clever about when they should or shouldn't attack. Now, there's not many, they can stomp on an alligator, and that's fine, or crocodile, whatever, it doesn't matter. Moving on.
He's not going in the ocean though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're not putting him in the ocean. The idea was that like a river would be nice because he could get all the water that he wanted.
Yeah.
And then also like just be like with the waves.
Yeah. Right? That's okay though. We can get him a spot off to the side. There probably is a little like quiet area near the carnival because your carnival also sells things to enjoy the carnival by.
There's a nap area, which
Yeah.
is something every like carnival, amusement park, etc. needs,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
absolutely.
you could cast quiet over it, not silence, quiet. and it's just like a very chill, like, okay, I'm doing what I need to do now.
Actually, we're a circus, so we probably have like a high dive into a pool act.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Tim
Absolutely.
set up like a little pool
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
let him like
yeah.
get in the pool and yeah.
Yeah.
Remember in character creation, I said that Jaden helped Eerie build a sound bath meditation tent.
Oh, yeah.
We could put him in there.
Yeah, we set up a pool in there and it's like a little
Great.
sound bath in the pool.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Perfect.
Okay.
He
So-
is going to have the
With a
best
big
trip.
jug of water.
So, Carnelia comes out as Mayor Frist is getting to you about the same time from different angles. And Carnelia doesn't look mad, but isn't chill either. Is like clearly has something important to tell you. And then like realizes Frist is right there and is like, okay, let's hurry up. Like do what, like tell him whatever you gotta tell him. She's giving you all that through with her eyes, right? And so just to be clear, she's not panicked or terrified or anything, but there's the sense of urgency that she's good at conveying without saying anything. Let's actually we could do this is like a DC 18 insight check, but if anybody would like to roll insight, you're welcome to.
I could try.
Yeah, I could try.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Oh, I hit it.
Did you really?
No.
That is a 23.
Okay.
I also hit it with an 18.
Oh, well done. Okay. What is that?
Actually good at insight.
What did you crit on that?
No,
No. Okay.
16 plus 7.
Okay. So you all, the two of you, actually realize, oh, this is how Carnelia gets when she's supposed to call Lucretius, right? Which is like an important thing for her to do. She likes working for Lucretius. She's not afraid of Lucretius, but it's an important part of her job, right? And it's just that energy. And she has the like cravat that she wears. Like she always gets a little bit done up to do a video call with Lucretius. You got Cornelia very drunk one night, and she referred to Lucretius as Lulu,
Ooh.
and then
Delightful.
swore all of you to silence, and that's not a thing to be repeated.
Mm-hmm. Blackmail.
Okay, so I mean, what's a little pet name between friends?
Yeah, and it is in the context of like Cornelia admires Lucretius, right? It was like this is a cool working relationship. That they've been a mentor to her. Like it's but
Incredible.
the so first kind of just pulls you off to the side of the path. It's nobody's right around, right? So you could have somewhat of a conversation if you want, or his office / house / town council building is just around the corner as well. And he says, well, anything we should know?
The good news is they don't pose a threat to you. They just want to be left alone.
Okay. Well,
Also, they could provide you with a lively trade in fun.
Party favors.
Yes.
oh, drugs.
Yes.
Yes. If
In
you're
the future,
interested.
not right now. Let them
They need some time to
take
get
some
it
time
down.
to settle in.
Are they criminals?
No.
No.
They're making this themselves.
Yes.
I see. Well, it would certainly improve our brand. It sort of like adjusts his jacket a little bit, his hat like. If we were seen as fun, that's actually a very attractive option. I'll have to bring it up to the council.
But they do want time to get settled.
Understandable. Okay. Well, this is a huge relief. Thank you.
Gralen takes an internal mental note. Must try drugs. Drugs are fun.
Yeah.
Oh, you believe it when that guy says it.
Yeah.
You've never positioned it as like this is like a thing you do. I didn't know.
That's
Yeah.
true. We probably never invited Gralen
Yeah.
to go on a
He's
trip
such a
with
nerd.
us.
It's true. It's true. We were working up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think if nobody else in the party objects, Jaden would be like, we've told him it's fine, so like maybe we could talk about the details tomorrow.
Yeah.
Out of character, I don't know if we tell them. Do we need to tell them that they're illithid? Like, do we actually need
If
to?
they want to be friends later, we can't hide it from them now.
Yeah.
But there are still disguised as humans. There are people. So like, they wouldn't know that they're illithids, even if they made contact.
So in a very long term, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, right? This is an interesting choice for you to make. However, also because gnomes are a little bit longer lived as well,
Mm-hmm.
and the skeletons are presumably undying, they will notice that these people don't get older, right? Over a long period of time,
Right.
the next 10 years or so, no one's graying, no one's getting older. There are no children. There are no seniors. They're all 25 to 35 years old, like all hot and sexy, and
It's a real, why are the Cullens always like this kind of
Yeah.
situation?
yeah. So again, that's a long timeline
I'll
problem.
say 10 years down the line is a long time to
The longer
become
you-
friends, make
the-
relations, and be a big bag and not our problem.
The longer you hide something vital about yourself from people you want to be friends with, and then build a friendship on a foundation of lies, and that foundation will erode like the coastline of whatever the Astral Circus equivalent of Louisiana is.
real life, out of character life lessons from Pooja.
Yep.
Who also, we're being told in the chat to tell you, your makeup looks amazing.
Which it
Yep,
does.
it
Which it
does.
does.
In fact, if you're listening to the podcast, you should just pop open YouTube for a second and check it out. It looks Pooja looks great.
Yep.
Okay, so you've communicated that first, the most critical part of the information.
Mhm.
How does the conversation continue? First seems relieved, like, oh, great, we'll get in touch with them soon, and whenever they're ready,
Yeah, we'd be happy to give you like a full download of like the information and stuff like tomorrow.
Okay.
But for tonight, now that you're relieved that you're in no danger, just enjoy the carnival.
Oh yes, and we could meet with the council tomorrow. That and then everybody will have. I don't have to relay it, and and we'll have minutes. His expression, his bony expression is like, we'll have minutes. Like, he doesn't sound like he gives it away in his gesture, right? So very excited to be having a really important town council meeting. So yeah, that's and it's game night at the Astral Circus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when that's settled and Cornelia's like, thank you, Mayor, I do need to borrow them for a minute. And Cornelia's like looking up at Brutus like, oh, okay. What did you all get up to? Please give me the short version because I have something important to tell you.
The mayor's out of hearing range.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like taking you behind the wagons.
We made friends.
We made friends. There is a cave full of hallucinogens, and Brutus breathes a lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And, well, it's probably less used to it than maybe you two are.
Yes.
You
And
gotta build up your tolerance.
you seem to be doing well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Well, maybe past your head because she's the same height as you.
Right.
Uh,
But also, why? Grew up in the forest, dealt with mushrooms.
oh,
Probably
yeah.
has some like resistance to
Yeah,
it.
yeah, some
Yeah.
familiarity at
Mhm.
least. Okay, that's fine. The her tone, again, is not dire, right? But it like has that tension. She has her special cravat on, and they say, so we're expecting a visitor tonight. We're very close to Baldur's Gate, as you know, and that is where Lucretius was set up before the battle. And my understanding is that they're going to come by tonight or tomorrow night and stay for the closing show and check in and just say hi. Okay, so out of character, which of you have actually met Lucretius before in person? In the necrotized flesh?
Let the dice decide.
I probably would have, just through Kellenborg, like necromancer connection.
Yeah. Well, I could imagine you've met in the Shadowland,
Right.
but maybe not
Not in like person.
Yeah. Is that?
Yeah,
Does that
that's
make
fine.
sense?
Yep,
So
yep, yep.
okay. Yep.
The dice said no.
Okay. Interesting.
As long as you both are like
I
ancient
know.
beings.
I like the idea though that like Jaden has been with the circus a long time, but has just managed to be somewhere else every time Lucretius visits.
Well, the other aspect of the Astral Drifter background is that you might just not remember meeting Lucretius.
Oh, that's probably true. Yes.
That's the truth of that. Like I could just sort of have behind my screen here, and
Mhm.
if that's okay with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as he's concerned, he has not met Lucretius.
Okay. Oh, and I said necrotized flesh. Lucretius is not a lich and is not undead, right? They are a very accomplished necromancer, and they work with the dead all the time. And as we had established, people who had agreed to be, to carry out a term of service regardless of their state of life. And, that's fine. And she lets people leave those contracts if they want to, right? But they're like, yeah, I believe in the mission of the circus. We're doing fun stuff. I'm an entertainer. I want to keep being an entertainer after I'm dead, you know? So there's that kind of stuff. Although, unlike your skeletons, when she animates somebody after their death, it's not them, right? Like their self has moved on to the Shadowlands. But she has custodianship of the bodies. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. It's a little yucky, but is also just how things are done here.
As long as they consent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Carnelia is very excited about this situation and excited and scared.
I think I have met Lucretius because
Okay.
I think that the reason why Ezthe is in the circus is because they saw Lucretius in Baldur's Gate,
Okay.
like prior to the paper, like a while back.
Yeah.
And just absolutely like hard eyes,
Yeah.
wonderful, amazing person, and like did everything they could to meet them, and that is why Ezthe is also in the circus.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
You know, like if you're nice enough to people, they just let you go wherever. It turns out,
Yeah. That is true.
and they're very happy to meet you.
Yep. So, Carnelia also says the Circus of the Last Days is going to remain in Baldur's Gate for a little while and help with the rebuilding and, you know, help. They're doing, you know, like getting food to the temporary housing and all. You know, the city is half wrecked, right? People are living in tents and it's a whole disaster area. So the members of the circus are there to, you know, pass out food and blankets and also like put on a little show because Jesus, we need a, you know, could we get a laugh?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's mainly what they're doing. But since you're just a few hours away, depending on how you're traveling, you know, it's like a day's sail from, if you're sailing from Baldur's Gate, it'd be, I don't know how that works with flying stuff, but you
Less
know.
than that.
Yeah, exactly. Ezthe, you have something face.
I'm just thinking, we're so close to Baldur's Gate, and I had all those hallucinations about my parents coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So there's wistfulness.
Mm-hmm. They live in
Could
Baldur's Gate?
happen. They're close by.
Okay. Just out of town.
And they really like the suburbs.
Oh, sure.
They say it's quieter.
Okay. Well, they maybe initially moved out of town when you started blowing stuff up.
It's so much quieter.
Sure. And they sort of settled and, you know, made a life there. So, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You know, more room for the shop.
Yep. Wait, what kind of shop do they run?
I think they have a small trade in books and other antiques.
Well, you know, it'd be great is if at least one of them was like a proper wizard, not like a level 1 wizard or whatever, but it's like making magic books and scrolls and like this is their business, you know? And here you are like, I could do magic too. You know?
I think that there was definitely like, I'm going to be just like Papa. Look, I can do magic.
Uh-huh.
And that was when the first
Amazing.
shop burned down.
So much paper.
So flammable.
Yeah.
The books, no.
No.
Papa, I read your scroll of fireball and I didn't understand a thing, but is it like this?
Yes,
Amazing.
it is. So the the night is you know, carrying on. The carnival games typically go as late as the town will allow, and since the meatbag residents who live here and would need to go to sleep live mostly, nobody lives like right in the town square, right? And the town square is relatively industrial. Like there's the mayor's house / town council, the inn, and then there's like the blacksmith and the docks and the, all that kind of stuff. Because they've built up, they've had to quickly refurbish their docks to support the galleon-sized ships that they're now able to pilot. And it is, I also meant to so they have several, I think I said they have half a dozen ships in the water of this size. They do only have one Spelljammer console so far. So they're working, they're going to get more, right? But they've got the ships. You have to have the ship first, then you get a console, attach it to the ship, do some magic shit, and it's now a Spelljammer, right? So that just comes up in conversation. We're like, yeah, our Spelljammer's doing good stuff. We've unloaded all those giant bones, and yeah.
We did find that extra Spelljammer.
Helm the Whale?
Yeah.
That's what I was
You
thinking.
did? Yeah.
We
Yeah.
take?
Yeah. It is, it looks like it was fashioned with a spell-like shape earth. You're familiar with that spell? You just like, boop, and a like cube of earth. You're like make it into any shape you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
This looks like somebody cast shape bone.
Well, skeletons will like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's also like the components that move, like there's ligament in there, right? It's a little,
It's yucky.
yeah. So
it's like shape components.
yeah, yeah. Have y'all seen the movie Existenz?
Yes. Yuck.
Oh. Don't worry about it.
I was kind of thinking like
It's not a
Like, it's not-
recommendation.
it's not quite Hellraiser.
Yeah, but it's gross.
Gotcha.
It's very, very gross. It's just like, somebody built this thing out of some
Mhm.
yucky parts. The helm that you all have for your caravan just looks like a ship's wheel, right? You stick it on the roof and off you go, right? With the hamsters in front of you, obviously.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the situation.
So maybe they wouldn't be so into
Maybe. They might
But
not want
look, free helm these fuckers are expensive. So, or if you want to sell it to them, that is a reasonable business transaction.
I mean, we did tell Cornelia she was going to make a lot of money when she was here.
That's true. It could be a good bargaining chip to have in our pocket if they don't take the news of Point Bradwell.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, now hold on.
Bribing people is always a good choice.
Hold on. I'm not opposed to this, but I just have to ask the question, is that a level of tactical thinking that Jaden would
Oh, that's a
have
good question.
naturally? Because I know that's a Sam thing to think.
That is a very Sam thing to think.
And I'm not saying you can't do this. I just want you to make the decision of technical business mind.
I do have an 18 in wisdom.
Mm-hmm. And so certainly, like the street smarts, the planning, like all that sort of thing. Like I said, I'm not saying you can't have it. I just want it to be a conscious thing we're saying about, like we're getting insight into Jaden that we maybe wouldn't have expected.
Yeah. I think he probably does have experience of like making sure the vibe doesn't get bad and like doing what you gotta do to maintain the positive feels. And you might not expect him to do that in a slightly underhanded way.
And
I just had
like it makes perfect sense to me because they can't see how nice and pretty Point Brad people are, and therefore you give people things to make them happier, and then when they're happier, they're more receptive to what you want.
True. Yes.
And if you said that even out loud at all, Gralen's all about it, because part of it is I still need to make sure she makes a lot of money because my ass is on the line. So part of me is like, we're selling that thing regardless. As soon as they came up there, we're selling it. Like, yeah, we're going to sell that thing.
But strategically selling it at a point in the conversation that might be helpful.
I just had a montage in my mind of the, thousands of years that Jaden has been around and has forgotten 98% of the numerous times Jaden has accumulated wealth. And there were just stashes in the, like, there were dungeons with piles of gold. They're like, great, I'll definitely remember where this is. And then
I'll put this here so I remember where it is. Famous
Yep.
last words.
This is a very safe spot for this.
yeah, doom piles of gold.
Yep.
At some point, we're gonna do a dungeon crawl just to find your cache of gold.
Mhm. We are now.
Yeah.
I'm real excited about that.
Me too.
Ancient ADHD astral wizard or astral elf who has done a lot of drugs.
Yeah, this is good. We're on a mind meld with here with
Yep.
this. Okay, so the game night's going well. Everyone's having a good time. Do you all have a favorite game individually? What do you like to do at the carnival?
Whatever's the shiniest thing.
Okay.
I like to do the thing where you throw the ball at the bottles because then you get to knock a bunch of stuff down.
Sure. Yeah.
And no one yells at you about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim's running the ball booth, where you're throwing balls at bottles, or ring toss at the bottles and all that kind of stuff, where you're not supposed to knock it down, but you can sort of pick your poison there. And you just go over there. Seems like, no, just don't break the bottles this time.
Fine, but don't you have the metal ones?
No. I didn't think I'd need them, and they don't look as nice. The ceramic looks nice. Says the world-wise 20-year-old.
Gralen's really, really fun.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
And so, because he's so fun, while he does like playing games, and Gralen's favorite game would probably be
Spreadsheets. Sorry, I'm projecting.
No, Gralen's favorite game will probably be the hit the spot and make the ball go up.
Yeah.
Try to make it ding.
Strength test.
Yeah, the strength test.
Yeah.
Just to he's not good at it, but there's always a sort of aspirational one day.
Sure.
One day, right? But what he probably spends most of the time doing on game days is policing, right? So really good insight, and we already sort of flavored this on the first day of trying to figure out if people are cheating and using his sort of control of those things.
Okay. Yeah.
Anti-cheat. So
Yeah.
he's like Cornelia's sort of personal anti-cheat
Sure.
as the games are going on, making sure nobody's trying to
Yeah.
jinx it and give themselves advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the good news is nobody is cheating on purpose. Although you do find one, let's see, I'm going to say human rather than skeleton, okay? And I'm tired of saying meat bags, right? The skeletons are people, but they're not humans anymore, or tieflings, or dwarves, or whatever they were in life. They're skeletons now. That's probably the most important physical feature about them. So I'll just use that, all right? There is a human kid, probably 17, who is at Erie's magic show, it's interactive, sort of like a 3-card Monty, but with Erie is open, does some illusion stuff. Everybody knows that's part of the game, right? He's not tricking people out of their money,
Right.
but and people can win. You guys don't do rigged games, so that's fine.
We're any more rigged than all of these games normally are.
Right. It's a business, but it's the level that everyone expects. When you go to Vegas, the odds are against you, right? That's okay, right? You go to have a certain experience. But you pick up on this kid who is essentially a level 0, whatever, but has the lucky feat, right? And is just getting an edge. It's just a little bit of a magic something is going on with this guy. He's 5.5 feet tall, little rangy, dark skin, short hair, and is dressed in farmer coveralls or overalls, and smells like a farmer. You know, that's I mean, he probably washed this week. No, this place is more civilized than that. But you know, he's got an earthy sense about him, and is just winning. And you can see like Erie's not mad, but he's like, what is happening? Am I bad at this? But actually, Erie doesn't have a lot of facial expressions being a Warforged, but you know Erie's body language, and he's more like scientifically interested in what's happening, right? I'm like, let me try this trick. And the kid's like, I don't know, that one? And it is, you know? And so you just pick up on that because there's like a little, like something magic is happening.
Right.
Right? It's not just luck. This kid is like, he's got a knack.
We have to make money, you know? So like, I only get 3 in a day, but because it's my armor for this one. But every time, because I'm assuming like the magic is he has advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah. For at least if he's willing to do it 3 times in a row, I cancel out his lucky.
Okay.
But like discreetly. I'm not trying to ruin the kid. He's not in trouble. I'm not roughing him up.
Yeah.
I just like whatever the thing he's relying on doesn't work 3 times in a row.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that's enough to discourage him and make him go do something else.
Yeah, that's what he ends up, you know, going like, oh, well, it was a good streak, you know, and Erie gives you this mechanical wink, click, click. So subtle. But the kid's not bummed, but he's like, well, get him next time. And, you know, goes to watch the puppet show, right? Yeah, that's... So, Jaden, what are you up to?
Jaden is probably telling people's horoscope.
Oh, yeah. You're doing fortune telling.
Yeah, he would be doing fortune telling.
And is that something Jaden looks forward to? Is it just part of the job?
No, he likes it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Let's does your omen thing have a role associated with it?
Let's find out. Where's my cosmic omen? Yes, because it's the odd or even, whether I can help friends or stymie foes. And for today, it's even, so I'm helping people.
Okay. Oh, hey, note for that: is it supposed to be a D20?
It just says roll a die.
Okay.
Because odd or even.
Okay, so yeah, just make sure we don't do 2d10 for that because that would skew the odd or even. There are more evens than odds.
I think I've been rolling a d6 for that.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd like you to roll 3d6, one for these 3 people, you know, individual fortunes that you're telling. I'm just gonna see how much weal or woe is in the town.
We got 2 evens and 1 odd.
And the evens are good, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you get to tell a couple good fortunes. Maybe in the middle, there's somebody who's come in and they've clearly been making bad investments. Also was like real excited about his plan of like, if I dig a well inside my house, I'll have water. I don't have to go outside.
Nobody.
Like, Baldur's Gate has plumbing. Like, this is a known technology, right? Waterdeep is the town of wizards. Like, they got all kinds of stuff. Like, plumbing is a known quantity in this world. Not in this town. This town is like outhouse kind of situation, right? Because that's fine.
It hasn't really been a priority since most of the town became skeleton.
Yeah. Like a quarter of the people go to the bathroom here, so it's whatever. But yeah, he's like gonna dig a well in his house.
Yeah. Jaden tells him that like, but the stars are. Look, see this constellation here, and how it's like opposition to Carpri. That means you want to seek guidance and knowledge when it comes to the element water. So like this is a don't do it on your own situation. Find somebody who knows about like bringing water into your house.
Oh, I mean, I've dug a well before.
Yeah.
Or even better, I've dug a well before.
But it's going to be more complicated than that.
Yeah, well, you know what? I guess I gotta. Okay, so give me a persuasion.
Okay.
or performance, whichever is better.
They're the same.
Okay. There's a big old blip next to me, and it's cute.
Okay, that's 15 plus 4 is 19.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, this guy is like, okay, and he's a human, right?
Yeah.
Well, all right then. I my last well did. I mean, the water became poisonous at one point, so I should look up some. I'll see about the Linden Library in Waterdeep. I bet we could get.
That is an excellent
Some
idea.
guidance
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm seeing. There's a touch of danger of poisoning
Sure.
that you want to avoid
Yeah.
that the stars are telling me.
Yeah. This guy's husband like peeks in the tent. Thank you. What in the house? Ah. Okay.
Crisis averted for that guy.
Yeah, I mean, if your spouse tells you it's a bad idea, it doesn't count.
No,
Right.
you need to have a handsome stranger tell you
Yeah.
that's wearing a sparkly outfit.
Yep.
That's when it matters.
Okay, so we've got the activities going on for the evening, and around midnight or so, the skeletons realize like, oh, you all need to sleep. Erie's actually fine, but like does need to like shut down for a little while and have a little like,
Mhm.
she's like, I'm more like an introvert, like he's not, yeah, he just needs to shut down for a little while. Yeah, actually that vibe, I know plenty of people who are functionally introverts but enjoy performing, and I think that's our iridescent.
Yeah, there's a recharge period
Yeah.
that's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm sorry,
Not a
you're
literal
not,
battery.
you're not describing anybody personally, are you?
No,
No.
Mm-mm.
I am not an introvert. I'll put that out there. I know what I am. I'm a mess.
I mean, it's fine. We all know it's me.
Okay, so the carnival's winding down. The skeletons realize like, oh right, you all need to sleep. So we'll go do other stuff, right? And they, go to working on the docks and doing all the sorts of things that they do because they don't have to sleep. And you all have a break for family dinner. In the wagons, there's when they're separated like this, you have like the apartments, and then the middle wagon has like small banquet hall, right? Like seating for 15 people, right? Something like that. Not 50, but it's a long wooden table with nice chairs and food that's laid out. Somebody casts feast, right? There's all this food there. There's a roaring fireplace at one end. Like, where's the smoke going? Don't worry about it. There are dogs curled up that are only ever here, right? They're not.
I was like, we have dogs and we're just hearing about this?
Banquet hall dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they curl up by the fire and you throw bones to them.
Okay.
And then they go in sleep mode until it's banquet hall mode again.
Gotcha.
So they're cats.
Important question. Do they accept pets?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Ideally bones, pets then after. Yeah. This is the order of operations.
Fair.
Yeah, they're like what are those wiry Egyptian dogs called? You know what I'm talking about.
The ones, yeah.
They're like kind of muscly but thin, and it's like the thing that like Anubis is based off a jackal, but there's like a dog that is similar to that. Anyway, they're these like wiry, like
Basenji.
yeah.
Yes.
Technically kind of scary looking, but they're also puppers.
But in a fun way.
Yeah. And so you all have dinner, and it's only like 1 in the morning or something. Y'all come out to get some fresh air, have like maybe a normal smoke, a beverage just out in the fresh air, and vaguely watching over the unseen servant spells that are sort of like putting the bottles back up, and but it's the cast, right? Like all of you are out. I think it's Rosemary does all the like cooking and brewing and stuff, right? So she gets the like, oh, you know what? It'd be cool with these extra spatial rooms is like she has a whole fucking amazing 5-star kitchen as a room, and then just cooks like a demon, makes all the things, and then turns the room off and on again, and it resets
Amazing.
once the food's out of it, right? Fuck, that's cool.
Yeah.
I want
Never
my
wanted
kitchen to do
something
that.
so
Yep.
bad in my
Yeah.
life.
No cleanup.
Yep. Yeah, because it's all real food, right? But like just to take food in there and then do all the things, and then it looks like a bomb went off in there, and just boop, 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 reset, reboot the kitchen.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, it's a made up space. It's not like a portal to somewhere specific. Why shouldn't it do that?
Right.
Genius.
I like it.
Damn, that's cool. Pat myself on the back for that. All right, so you all are just on the grass, this sort of green area that they had you set up, and it's a brisk, cool night. The clouds had rolled in. It was just sort of like a thin gray layer. It's now a quite sturdy layer of clouds. And let's see. I don't think it's a thunder and lightning situation, but you just have that sense of air pressure, right? And then the little drops start coming down, and then it just starts like the best way I can think to describe it is like American Midwest downpour, right? If you're familiar with that, it's big fat drops of water in like just straight down. It's not very windy or anything right now. It's coming straight down, and like it's gonna be about 2 hours.
Okay.
This rain, particularly Jaden. You're plugged into nature and a little bit of precognition. You're like, yep, we'll be done in about 2
He's
hours.
definitely the
Yeah.
circus's weather guy.
Yeah, yeah. And the all of you are sort of under an awning, just kind of enjoying the vibe. What is everybody sort of like? It's the end of the night. It's almost ready to go to sleep. What is your like beverage, smoke, treat? Like what is your thing? Your wind down?
I think Jaden has like a mildly hallucinogenic tea that he drinks before bed.
Okay. Just to stay in touch with
Yeah.
the universe.
It's like a spicy chai situation,
Ooh.
but with like some psychoactive properties.
Okay.
Gralen is all about like trying the cuisine and the new stuff from wherever we are. So
Yeah. Okay.
before we all sort of like left the carnival, Gralen would have like dipped away to go find some treat or some snack that is brine specific.
So the things, remember when we met Chef?
Oh, I definitely tried that too.
Yeah. So she also, it has like a local beer that she makes, and it doesn't know what it tastes like anymore, right? And so is real excited. The humans in town are always happy to give her feedback, but she knows them, right?
Right.
And so if she has a chance to pull a pint for somebody, yeah.
So I'm gonna say I definitely tried it earlier and was like, oh my god, it's delicious.
Okay.
And that made the chef so happy that they gave me my own little
A little like mini cake.
Yeah. So like
Growler.
A
So,
growler, yeah.
so like I'm on the deck with my little growler of this beer. Just
The straw in it.
no, not even Gralen. No.
Yeah. I
Don't do
understand.
that.
I understand. Okay.
I think I have like I'm feeling very nostalgic. I'm feeling very, like, wistful for childhood times, thanks to hallucinogens and then being close to Baldur's Gate and thinking, like, oh, think about my parents and all of that. So I have found a little, like, I have a stash in my room of what is the fantasy equivalent of moon pies.
Okay.
And it's just like, I set it close to the fire for just long enough that it started to get bubbly and gooey.
Yeah.
And then I brought it outside because the dining hall dogs cannot be trusted.
Okay. So I'm going to say moon pies are actually a thing that the Lovey's ship stop specializes in. And other people have tried to make them, but getting them from Lovey's is...
That's what you do.
This is the way, right? You can't, like, lots of people try. It's never as good, right? It's like getting key lime pie anywhere but in the South.
Yeah. I think that it used to be a specialty when I was a kid because when people would come into Papa's shop, it'd be like, oh, look, you're cute. Here, have this thing I've got in my pocket from when I went to the truck stop.
Yeah, yeah.
And so...
And then you found a local version of moon pie. You're like, well, that's not the same. Like, what is this? I'm on a mission.
This is not.
Yeah.
This is not it.
Okay.
But so every time we go to Lovey's, I stock up.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. Yeah, everyone's having various versions of whatever their sort of wind down is. And there is a screech in the sky, which is fairly notable because there's been no thunder or lightning or anything like that. It's just this downpour, and it's relatively noisy on your awning. You know, you can hear it hitting the awning, the roofs of the caravan, the roofs of the building around, the patter in the tree. Like, it's just a noisy, you know, these just big fat drops of water. And so hearing this high pitch from the skies is pretty notable. Actually, let me check in on something. Is are flying carpets an example of cultural appropriation? Is that like generic enough that we can use flying carpets?
I think at least, I mean, it's out of my lane, but it doesn't seem like it would be specifically
right
anything I know that would be that.
I'm gonna go with it until I know that I need to do something different. From the skies, and by the way, right away, a few people look alarmed, among the cast, maybe among yourselves as well. But Carnelia right away goes like, "Oh, okay, everybody." Like Carnelia doesn't finish a sentence, but it's just like, no, okay, so you're gonna, and then make sure you're in is like straightening her jacket, it, like puts her jacket back on because it was off and she's having a smoke and whatever. So presumably everything's fine. And from the skies, this screech proceeds, a great skeletal griffin, winged creature that there's no feathers or flesh. Like, I don't know how that's flying, but whatever. And behind it is like, not just like an Aladdin's flying carpet, but like a Persian rug, right? Of like not enormous, but like quite large proportions. And on it is a chair approaching throne status. It's quite a good chair. Relatively low seat to the ground, and a whole like coffee table set out with tea and drinks and all sorts of things. And Lucretius is sitting in this chair by herself. Nobody else is on the massive rug. But the griffin, the skeletal griffin, is towing this hovering rug down to next to you. And also, by some coincidence, none of the the carpet, none of the things, Lucretia's hair, none of that is wet. There doesn't seem to be any barrier over her. It just, the rain darest not. In this case.
Fair.
But sort of comes to a landing in the lane in front of where you're set up here.
I love like thinking, and Lucretia's hair is done up, right?
Oh, yeah.
In a way that like rain would ruin it, and it just nah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'd kill me.
So I'm not doing it. You do it. Nope. How dare. Yeah, she comes to a landing, looks, over at everybody and stands up, addresses, she's in this like dark purple, let's say sequin gown. Comes to it. What is it called when it's like kind of a short stop in the front and then reaches
High-low hem.
and has these knee-high boots on, and is done up like she's about to go into the opera, right? But also that's just kind of her. Like, you've never seen her hair in a towel, outrageous. Comes to a stop. The skeletal griffin kind of just curls up and loafs like a cat.
Cute.
And then just stops moving. You're like...
Statue.
Yeah. And the... and also you can tell as Lucretius is stepping off of the rug is not touching the ground. It's just like about 4 inches off the ground. But she steps off and comes over to the awning, and the rain is like, oh, thank God. Just rain normal. She says, I'm so glad you could join me here. You were in the neighborhood, and it seemed just a hop, skip, and a jump to come say hello. How's everything? And she's addressing everybody, and Cornelia's like, just balancing the like delight and like, I'm a professional, I know what I'm doing. There is an amount of chit chat, right? Amongst everybody. Lucretia is, checking in with everyone. We don't necessarily have to, script the whole meeting. But is there anything you in particular are wanting to have happen in this situation? By the way, we have checked in on Brutus in the recovery tent, and he's had some water, he's had something to eat, and is very asleep.
Good, yes.
Good.
But it was easier to just leave him in the recovery tent because Brutus is literally a lot.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it'll be more comfortable.
Yeah.
And you'll like wake up quietly.
Yeah. So is there anything each of you would like to have in an interaction with Lucretius? And it's not like she's holding court, right? But it is, everyone's there and we're all sort of standing in a circle chit-chatting, and Lucretius is asking how, Erie's experiments are coming along, and, asks Rosemary for a glass of the, whatever the latest wine is that she's brewing up. Just those types of interactions, just checking in with everybody. Lucretius knows everybody by name and knows things about you that you've shared, right? Like, remembers things about you.
Considering Gralen's sort of the new one relative to everyone else, and this is my first time meeting Lucretius on this side.
Yeah.
Just go like, oh, nice to finally meet you on this side, and thanks again for the opportunity. I'm really enjoying this experience.
The pleasure is all mine. I'm glad we could do this in person. It was nice to meet you in his office, and you could hear the capital H.
I love it.
Right? But this is also nice. I understand you were able to provide a service for the chapel here.
Yes. I was given a duty and did it gladly, and everything worked out quite well.
Excellent. I bet it was an event to remember.
We made it very fun.
I can imagine. She like side checks Ezthe, like, is this true?
It was so great.
She didn't say that out loud, but she was like,
No, I'm like, come in and it's like, Gralen did such an amazing job. And everyone had the best time. You should have seen all the people. They became fleshy again.
oh, how fun for them.
It was.
I will have to look into this more closely.
Uh-oh.
And then we made friends. They don't want to be friends with anyone else yet, but soon.
I would love to know more. And Carnelia is like not in a snide way, but it's like, well, this is sort of your story to tell, right? And it's like doesn't need to be the manager who steps in and explains your work for you. So, you know, is there anything we're leaving out in the story for Lucretius? And that this is a private conversation, even though we're outdoors, there's a little cone of quiet.
Did we tell Carnelia yet?
We haven't said it yet.
It didn't
Point Brad.
didn't
come
come
up.
up.
It didn't come up.
Yeah.
No. So I don't think. I'm not gonna say it out loud. Also, this is the first time Jaden thinks he's meeting
Oh, yeah.
Lucretius. So
I should say, like, Lucretius is very, and it's like Jaden is like touchy feely, right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Lucretius is very familiar with Jaden, in like, as in like touching and standing next to you and talking. There's lots of people where like she'll do a little bit more of a reserved, you know, hand touch or whatever, like understanding people's boundaries. But for anyone looking on, you don't have to roll into it or what's it called, insight. It's like Lucretius feels as comfortable around Jaden as she does with Carnelia. Carnelia is not as touchy-feely. That's just not her vibe, right? But you know the comfort level. And it seems like that. And so there are times where like Lucretius just loops an arm through Jaden's arm while we're talking about something. And or like if Jaden gets into explaining something, right? Like, I'm just going to hook in and listen. And like, this is fun and cozy and comfortable. So.
Does not think that's weird
Yeah.
because he's like, well, I'm likable.
Yeah,
So.
this is perfect.
I love that. I think that there's like a certain amount of. It's not that Ezthe is trying to hide like the illicit thing, but we haven't told anybody. No, it's not the time. I don't want to get into it. And like, what's so much more interesting is how amazing the drugs in the party cave were.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that, and also like, don't worry about Brutus. He's fine, but he's sleeping it off. But like, you know, I was thinking like we could have a whole party, and if you're in Baldur's Gate, there could be like a joint party situation.
Oh. Okay. Well,
And then
maybe
maybe-
I'll stop in and see them before I go back to Baldur's Gate then.
They're not really ready for guests yet. They're just kind of getting established.
Okay, so you have the option of rolling deception or persuasion. And I'm going to preface that with like rolling deception when you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 can come with like, and the guards take you to jail for
Yeah.
telling a lie.
Yeah.
This is not that.
Okay.
Okay? But you're not really being totally honest with her.
He's not good at deception, so we're gonna go with persuasion.
Okay, so it's a slightly higher DC. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
it's like DC 13 for deception or 15 for persuasion.
Persuasion still seems like the better,
Okay.
just with the math.
Yeah, if it's more than 2 points higher than your deception, then
yeah.
it's in your favor. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that is a 12 on the dice plus 4 is
A
16.
16. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you hit the DC and you manage to give this, you know, wave off like, oh, they weren't real excited about meeting people without drawing Lucretius's suspicion. I'm like, oh, I will respect their space then, and I hope you'll let me know when it's okay to visit. I am I am intrigued. And oh, by the way, I don't know if in case people haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, Lucretius is tall, black, drag queen, ancient, but looks like about 50 something, right? And is just fabulous in every sense of the word. And also ancient necromancer, but doesn't seem old or decrepit or like a lich or anything. It's just like this fabulous drag queen wizard. Okay, so that's important note.
Yeah. Jaden would be like, oh yeah, I'm sure they'll be so flattered that you want to meet them, and they'd want to receive you properly, obviously, not with like half their encampment set up.
They're getting set up. I understand. Yes, it's never nice when guests show up early. All right. Ezthe, is there anything you're looking for in an interaction?
No, I think there's just like Ezthe has had a whole day, and there's just this sense that they are basking in this kind of like warm glow. Like it was a big hug.
Yeah.
At the start, and it was very like, oh, it's so good to see you, and you're so great.
Mm-hmm.
And then like outside of like wanting to like really talk up Gralen and talk up Brutus, because Brutus can't currently be here to talk himself up.
Yeah. He's
there's-
here, but he's not here.
He's resting.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. It's like, oh, now this thing would be fun because I know you're also into this, but like, Ezthe has no sense that they should be talking about themselves at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it is like
Okay.
every question is answered with something somebody else did.
Okay.
Gralen has two things going on right now, but I don't know if either of them are, if right now is the time.
Well, hit me. Let's test the water.
So the first one is, I know, press Q and pull up the quest list, right? Like I'm still supposed to be finding the person who created.
Actually, it's L for log, but okay.
Depends on the game. Gralen has this thought of like Lucretius is this ancient wizard and maybe has some ability to help me track this down, figure out where this was made, and like.
Oh, which thing again? Remind me.
The orb, Mistra.
Your Mistra's orb. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be tracking down.
Yeah.
And destroying whoever this was, and I still want to know where. Right. Like I know that's a thing I need to do in the ether, but I have no direction on that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she might be able to help.
Also, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Mistra's instruction being to punish them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go back and re-listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear on the language there.
Oh, gotcha. What did I
Not
say?
necessarily
Destroy.
destroy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which
That is a
could be
punishment.
yes.
I
as
mean,
a-
that is a type of punishment.
yeah. I just wanted to like.
When I get instruction from God,
Yeah.
and this is my fault.
Yeah.
My brain hears vengeance from an angry God.
Yeah.
Right? Like
That is fine.
blame my high school education.
Yeah.
I read it as, like Old Testament Judeo-Christian God of smite mine enemy.
Oh yeah. And as your dungeon master, that's not wrong, right? And I'm not gonna punish you for that. I want the record.
The record
Yeah.
is punished.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to. I still have no direction on that, so I think Lucretius will help there. And then this one is definitely not the time. But Jalen. Wow, I mixed everything there.
Yeah.
Wasn't even what I was
So
looking for.
many names.
That's
all
their
at once.
ship name.
But it wasn't even like what I was looking for. Gralen wants to have a conversation with Ezthe.
Oh, yeah,
Jeff-
that was really far off the name you wanted.
Not now. I messed up my own name.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
child 1, 2, 5, 7.
Yeah.
Listen, we definitely have that going on. Like I feel like Cornelia would be like, the little one.
It's- yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
those, yeah.
Okay. So you want to have a conversation about the orb
Yes.
with Lucretius.
But I don't know if now that she's just popped up and is addressing everyone.
Well, yeah, no, but she is sort of checking in, even not in private conversations, but just like, what's happening? Is there anything I can help you with?
Okay.
Basically, like the world's best manager. You know.
That's why I'm not used to this. Okay, cool.
Yeah. You don't know what to do. She's like supportive and helpful. Treats you like a person.
Okay, cool.
That's
Well,
weird.
then, yeah. Gralen would say, well, beyond what Kellenvor sort of directed me to do, I met Mistra.
Oh, how fun for you. Is she as fabulous as I imagine?
In the most terrifying way, yes.
Is there another type of fabulous?
I
And her eyes just go deep, dark purple.
Amazing.
Like, as a moment of like a shadow passes over her face. Her, like the sequins of her dress change to black and then back to purple, dark purple. Like,
I guess not. And then I pull out the orb and I go, this was made from shadow, I think. But somebody, I guess, perverted it in a way that Mistra did not, enjoy, like, appreciate. And she tasked me with finding who made it and punishing them. And I have no idea. I have magic. I don't have tracking magic or identifying magic or any way to sort of start that journey.
Hun, you do. Okay. Let's pull up a chair and goes over to her throne. I mean, it's just a big chair,
Right.
And has this low, like, foot tall coffee table, right?
Mhm.
It's just like most people would just sit crisscross,
Right.
around a table like that. But she has like, it's like knee height for her, well, maybe a little lower than that. She just has her chair, but she invites you to come sit at the table and to put the she like produces a little red velvet cloth from nowhere. Everyone's welcome to sort of observe this, right? Swirls it in a perfect little like fortune teller mound, right, for you to put the gestures for you to put the orb onto.
He puts the
And
orb right there.
like just the like a stagemanship alone, the stagecraft is like, this is the great, would be a great performance, but it's just for us. And it's like, if you've ever had like been in a theater company or something where the entertainer, like performers are trying to impress each other, right? It's a very different show from the one they put on for the audience, right?
It's like really late night at the Magic Castle when
yeah.
they're doing tricks, like they're trying out new ones and doing different tricks like for the other magicians.
Yeah. There are also a handful of skeletons who are like not wanting to intrude on your space, but you could see them kind of over at the docks, like, which is across the street, like maybe 100 feet away, right? So like you could see them, like, that's Lucretius. Like they're having those conversations. They're kind of just looking on without being total creepers. But Lucretius waves, just is not doing any magic, but just does this incredible hand gesture. For a moment, it seems like there's an extra knuckle in each of her fingers that are a little bit too long, and just this flourish ends, and then the hand looks normal again, just with exquisite nails, and kind of puts her hand on the side of the orb opposite from where you're sitting, so you could sort of see her hand through the orb, right? It was almost like a magnifying glass. This is your finder. Read my palm.
Oh, okay. You do know I don't know how to read palms, right?
Read my palm.
Yes, ma'am.
Dear.
And Gralen leans in, deep look, very worried he's not going to be able to do this, but goes in and looks and tries to read Lucretius's palm.
Okay, so we're gonna have a little mini skill challenge.
Okay.
All right, and you two are able to assist.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have you two go first in whatever order you want. You tell me how you're gonna help Gralen. The only thing it can't be is like, okay, now just, like literally whispering in his ear.
Mhm.
But like you can do something supportive. You could like be on the other side of Lucretius, like, like something of like, hey, remember when I do this? What?
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of ways you could help. And Lucretius isn't like, you better not help. It's just, I want to know how you're participating in this.
I think what Jaden would do is, because I have like dancing lights and stuff, is just like make a little like kind of sparkle and angle it to like highlight different lines on her palm.
Sure.
So like this one's the heart line and this one's the lifeline, and
Great.
just like kind of point it.
Do you want to roll performance?
It's like a laser pointer, but sparkly.
Yes. Sure. Yeah, I could do a performance for that. I don't think I have anything better. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Okay. They're not high DCs, but it's fun. DC 12.
Oh yeah, that's 19.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Ezthe, what would you like to do?
I think that there's just like a little bit of prestidigitation that happens.
Very useful stuff.
And like behind Lucretius, like around, but like still like just kind of winky, like a little neon sign esque. It's like, you got this,
Oh,
Aww.
yes.
bestie.
Oh,
Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's have you roll performance or persuasion.
I think persuasion.
Okay.
that is very persuasive.
Roll gas them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. So 16.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you've got 2 successes in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
The options here, you could roll Arcana.
Mm-hmm.
You could roll History. You could roll Investigation.
Arcana.
Okay. Unless there's, if you want to pitch something else, that's fine.
Arcana works perfectly.
Okay. So it's DC 12.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, that's a 12 on the die.
Oh, right.
Plus 8 is 20.
You find yourself, you realize it is because Lucretius is demonstrating this and she is ancient, and you're trying to get future, but that's based on. So I'm gonna go to my computer brain self.
Okay.
Right. The more data you have, the easier it is to predict what will happen next.
Right.
Right. You have all of the data because she is very old, and you are able to absorb that quickly. And looking through the orb at the lines in her palm, they suddenly become like the lines in the Indiana Jones map. They're extending out. You're seeing each one tells a story. There is a great deal to know about Lucretius, and it's too much, right? But you're in such good control of the situation. You're like, ooh, I'm just gonna have a little bit of this, right? I'm not gonna eat the whole brownie.
Right.
That's I know better. I'm not gonna get that high. Okay. But the experience is giving you an understanding of this orb, and that it has a precognitive function that it can perform, and it has I forget what the spell is called, but there's like it's similar to Jaden's Wheel or Woe sort of thing of like, is this a good idea?
Oh, like an omen kind of thing.
Yeah. And it also is a wayfinder. Like if you're trying to find an answer to something, it'll help you sort of like sort through your thoughts. But if you're trying to find something specific, you can literally like hold it up and look through it, and it's gonna like glow more if you're pointed in the right direction.
Oh, augury, is that the spell you're looking for?
Yes, yeah, thank you. Yeah, so it can cast augury once per day.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
I think that's what, level 3 spell?
It is a...
Yeah, I have that one too. It
Yeah.
is... What? Back here.
Second level, actually.
Okay.
Second level divination, yeah.
I'll double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the spell I was
Okay.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I used to get an omen from the Cosmos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has that, but more importantly, without needing a charge or anything, is while you are concentrating, right? So you wouldn't be able to concentrate on something else. But as a concentration magic action, you can look through this in any direction. You can look at the ground, right? And that would be unhelpful. Like if it glows, you're like, oh, it's on the other side of the planet.
Right.
Like, dang it. That's not. So it's like you have to go a little ways and then check it again, and go a little ways and check it again.
Right.
So like working with a compass, really,
Gotcha.
but it's in 3 dimensions. And it will work way better, like a million times better, if you have something of the person or thing that you're looking for.
And it itself doesn't count.
No.
Okay.
No. Not in this case.
Gotcha.
No. And so you don't have anything of this guy, but if you follow him, you know, maybe you'll find traces, right, of something that will make it even easier. But you already could just like, you've had an encounter with him, you could picture him in your mind,
Right.
and when you move, you're like, I'm getting a glow, right? And now everybody, you don't see this glow, right? It's the orb is not glowing, but you're looking through it and going like, okay, hot or cold, hot or oh, that he's that way.
Gotcha. And it's purely compass. It's not like proximity, like hot or cold.
Well, it's you can't. It'll be brighter and a more focused pinpoint.
Okay, so it does give me some sense of proximity.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not great, but
Yeah. I'm gonna immediately do it, even though they don't see it. I'm gonna immediately do it right now, just to get a baseline.
Okay. To search for what?
The person who made it.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm telling you. Is you
Yeah.
have this like faint glow in a direction of the stars.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That way.
All right. There we go. And so then once we finish this, out loud, Gralen would go, "Oh, thank you so much. And maybe one day I can complete this task now." Internally, Gralen, I can read palms now?
That's fun.
That's new.
You're very welcome. And then she offers her hand for you to shake or kiss or whatever.
Kiss,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. All right.
Kiss the knuckle.
And just sort of sits back in her chair. By the way, you're getting rained on.
I expected nothing less.
Yeah. She's fine.
I don't have... I'm not that fabulous.
Yeah. We'll get there.
No, we
Because you're so fun already. You know, like that's... Fabulous is just around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So Jaden overheard Lucretia say that she met Gralen in Kellamvor's office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he would definitely ask her if she knows General Backbreaker.
Oh. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And also, I think at this point, like, after this demonstrating and learning, and Lucretia realizes that you're soaking wet, now goes, and just does a little abjuration, like, freestyle. Not a spell that you recognize, but just gestures expansively, and this little glowing dome. Well, you can only see it when the raindrops hit it, right? But this is a little, like purpley blue, flashes of like everyone's welcome to duck under there. There's room for everyone at the coffee table. And
kind of like an extended awning kind of situation.
yeah. And so you can all sort of duck out of the rain. You're soaked through it already, but
Okay.
I mean, an application of prestidigitation would remove that, but you know, Lucretius doesn't cast.
I'll make you dry, Bestie, don't worry.
Okay, sort them out. Okay, easy. It's like the clothes in Back to the Future 2. All right. So, what was I gonna say? You've got some instruction with your orb. We've got. You were what did Jaden just say?
That he wanted to ask Lucretius if she knows
Yeah.
General Backbreaker.
Yes, thank you. Okay. That's how I got to her. So, in my worlds, the Backbreaker family is from Waterdeep, and they are a family of mostly orcs, and they have, a long family history. This is, your characters may or may not know of. They're not particularly famous unless you worship Sune, in which case Uraug Backbreaker is a famous priestess of Sune. But her family is fairly well known. She's, on par with, like, if you happen to know the city council members of your city, right? Like, she's not a city council member, but she is like a high priestess in Waterdeep. And so not everybody knows the high priestess of every temple, right? But
And always has the best snacks.
right? The goddess of parties and orgies, that's, a popular church. Let's say. Not for everyone, but it's very popular. So Lucretia says, well, I know the Waterdeep Backbreakers. Is that who you mean?
I know her first name. What was her first name again?
Do you know her first name?
Did we?
I think it's...
I mean, there was a note. Call me.
Yeah. And I think it's Major General Backbreaker. Or did I give her a first name? It's not Uraug, I know that.
No. I guess you didn't. I thought we had a first name for her. Then no. I assume she's related to the Waterdeep Backbreakers. We met in Kalimvor's office recently.
Oh, interesting. Well, the family does have a history of service in the Divine. I don't know of this. I mean, Kalimvor has a number of guards. That wasn't my particular focus when I was there.
Understandable. She was very striking, so I just, wondered if maybe you had met her.
I can imagine.
What you know of the Backbreaker family, though?
Oh, yes. The priestess, Uraug Backbreaker, is well known in Waterdeep, and it is known to have the most... what's the word? The most righteous devotions in certainly the city of Waterdeep, and people will travel from afar to experience these devotions.
It does sound like quite the experience. Fascinating.
But her family lives there. She's her husband, her children, they're, as far as I know, still in Waterdeep. I don't know the family very well, but she is famous for her arrangements.
Fascinating. I did not know that.
It also mentions that she's Lucretius goes into a little bit of, like, she has she's an artist, like does some like sculpture stuff, but she's not a famous artist. She's a famous priestess.
Who does art?
Yeah, like most priests of Sune are artists or singers or performers of some kind. She's not a performer in any sense of the word, but, well, I guess that's not exactly true. She does perform well, but she's more of a visual artist. Yeah.
A sensual artist.
Yeah. So that's what we know, and that Lucretius doesn't know of other Backbreaker families. That's the one she knows of. So the chance of being related is relatively high. This is a somewhat unusual name.
Yeah. Seems uncommon. Yep. Yeah. Gives me a little bit more context.
Okay. Okay. Anything else we want to establish with Lucretius here?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay.
Did we get to see a moment between Lucretius and Cornelia?
Well, what kind of moment are you thinking of? It's not. They don't have a romantic relationship.
No, I just want to see a soft Carnelia moment.
Oh yeah. Certainly, I think right away what she would have done is like Lucretius would sort of come in from the top down, right, and like lavish praise on Carnelia in front of Carnelia's, direct reports, and make it clear how much Lucretius trusts her and, expects everyone to do well because of their leadership and, that sort of thing. And Carnelia does beam. Like, that is a moment of just unselfconscious, this is a good experience, right?
I like when the person who like cracks the whip is like gets a soft moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
this is just fancy.
No, thank you for mentioning it. That was a good mention. The other thing, I will have you. I'll have you two. You're not good with like interpersonal relations, like noticing. Are you good at noticing if somebody's crushing on someone else?
I think I would even pick up on romance. It's purely like sexual. It's the
okay. That's the part.
Like if it's a romantic tension, Gralen will pick that up.
Okay.
If it's a sexual tension, that's
okay. So I would like all of you to roll. Jaden, you'll be rolling at disadvantage
Fair enough.
for reasons. Intuition. Wait, what's it called? Insight.
Insight. Okay.
I'm calling it intuition. Where am I getting that from?
Oh.
Oh, this is my number for today. Dirty 20.
Oh,
Well, if I wasn't rolling with disadvantage, I would have gotten a 20.
that makes perfect sense.
But I
You got
got
2 10s?
yes,
Wow.
and a 7.
Oh,
And plus 7 is my
24?
yes.
Okay.
15.
That's enough. The DC was 15, so it's relatively
Skip a
high.
deep.
Relatively high. Something with our 2d10 system as well as like moving from DC 15 to 18 is like exponentially more difficult, not literally exponential, but like is much more difficult than the linear increase in difficulty it would be with a D20. Nobody cares but me, but you won't hear a lot of very high DCs from me because it represents an incredible amount of difficulty compared to 14 or 15. So the all three of you pick up on the notion that like Lucretius is not trying to sleep with Jaden tonight, but there is just the vibe of like, wasn't it great when we did? Right? And it's chill and relaxed, and that was nice, and not like love lost, whatever,
Yeah.
but like we're so cozy and we're casual about, sex or whatever. Like not
Yeah.
casual, but you know what I mean? Like we're, that level of comfort
Mm-hmm.
that just we have, like Lucretius wants you to come sit next to her when we're all gathered around the coffee table, and just all that kind of stuff of like touching and
Mm-hmm.
and it's just clear that like she's not hitting on you or trying to hook up, just wasn't it nice? Like I'm glad we've had that,
Mm-hmm.
and now maybe it's you or it's like whatever, but that level of familiarity.
Like,
Okay, yeah, no, Gralen doesn't catch that in that way. I'm gonna say that Gralen reads it a little bit differently, because from experience, right, of having a friend who's touchy-feely
Yeah.
and like, oh my god, my bestie. Gralen goes, oh, that's Jaden's best friend.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, that's
sure.
That's Jaden's Ezthe. Ah, that makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
which also works because we definitely were there.
Yeah.
Soulmates.
Yeah.
Soulmates.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Which means that it's possible that Lucretius could also be my soulmate at some point.
Sure.
By the transitive properties of soulmates, then yes.
Yes.
That's how it works.
Yep.
I like that Jaden picks this up, but also thinks this is the first time they've met. So I think the math would occur to him of like, we did, but I forgot, and he'd be a little bummed about that.
Yeah.
Is the vibe like we did and it's not going to happen again?
Well, it's more like, isn't it nice that we did? And she's not like actively pursuing it.
Okay.
right? And also she's like kind of in work mode,
Yeah.
right? Like she needed to come in, give the performance reviews, and help out with this orb.
Right.
And so she's not like totally in wind down, like she came to work,
Yeah.
right? But rather than work it.
I mean, it wasn't bad. So it feels like it could happen again.
So we're saying he has a chance.
Yes. Just like not tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noted.
Okay.
I think like once he kind of realizes that he gets more comfortable like intentionally
Okay.
and is like
Oh, great. Yeah, like, yes, this door is open.
yeah.
Okay.
Like that you just asked about backbreaker and then now you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Jaden's sexuality is yes and.
Yeah. That's very good. I love that. It's like, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, so the rest of the visit is just fairly social. She does a little bit like hold court because she's sitting, higher up than everybody else, and plays it off a little, but also doesn't mind being the center of attention because she's an ancient necromancer drag queen,
It is just her due.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. It is just how things are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, she doesn't even really stay that long. She's here for about an hour. By around 2 a.m., she says, okay, I need to get back. We have, duties in the morning. We're, helping clean up some of the tents area. And things are going well. However, there is a task I wanted to deliver to you directly. We have been willingly conscripted. I met someone over the last month or so, someone I found very inspiring. You'll know, I'm sure you've heard of the conflict that is happening in the realm space between Vlaakith's people and the grand plan of the Elder Brains and the resistance fighters of the Prince of the Comet and Lae'zel of the Githyanki. I had an opportunity to meet Lae'zel. She is strong-willed, spiky, and unpleasant, and I loved her. She says what's on her mind, and I appreciate that in a person. I think she has the right end of things. Vlaakith makes necromancers look bad and is literally consuming her people. And Lucretia's expression gets somewhat dark, right? Like, this is not a flippant or offhand remark. Like, this is an unacceptable thing for a necromancer to be doing. Now, in spite of what we all are capable of, Vlaakith's power approaches that of godhood. I don't blaspheme, I simply compare. I am not outfitted to oppose her directly, and neither are you. However, the Prince of the Comet and Lae'zel's resistance, they are equipped, or will be, when we provide our assistance. Certainly we won't be there on the front lines, and they understand the extent to which we can help. We will provide resources, we will provide backup, support, and, make certain deliveries and pickups and just make things available to this resistance force. Vlaakith must be overthrown. She is an extremely powerful lich, and it may not be possible to completely end her, but she can be dethroned. And then we see what happens next. Personally, I hope Lae'zel will take that throne. I doubt she'll want to, but a girl can dream. You will have a series of things to do in support of this effort. I'll communicate them as I'm able, but this will neither be comfortable nor safe, although I dare say fun at times. Gralen gets it. She says that.
Oh, big old grin and thumbs up.
What questions can I answer for you now while we're all together? I realize things may come up later, and I have an initial task for you to set out on. But what can I answer before we go further?
That's a great question.
When do we start?
I love that question. Anything else?
How do we start?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Second.
Well, the resistance fighters will require an elevated level of protection. There are rumors and stories and fables of black-clad armored figures who don't speak and seem resistant to magical effects.
Oh
Like that one we met in the
So
way.
Lucretius actually pauses, raises an eyebrow, one eyebrow.
yeah. Whale guy.
What do you mean, oh yeah?
There was one of those on the whale.
And then Gralen goes, the whale?
Oh, right. You were busy, and we had to go retrieve the brain pearl from this whale and push it into the sun. And
The whale, not the pearl.
yes. There were all of these, what are they called? Intellect devourers in there.
Oh, and Lucretius makes a disgusted face.
We decimated the infestation, and saved a suit of armor from them. Who didn't speak.
Big black suit of armor with and one of the intellect devourers was wearing its head.
That's not good.
I mean, it's not anymore.
Oh,
No, we got rid of the intellect devourer. The suit of armor seemed grateful? Question mark. But they did disappear before we could talk to them.
I mean, the body language screamed, yes, thank you, this is my head. So...
trying to, the Zodar. Okay.
Yeah.
Your dungeon master, could not remember the name.
Yeah.
So Lucretius says, yes, the Zodar are a mysterious presence in our realm. I know very little about them, Jaden, I imagine you don't remember this.
I don't remember a lot of things.
But we came across an indication at one point, an art gallery that seemed to show directions that referenced the Zodar. It was nothing more than a novelty at the time, but it stuck with me. And I think it would be a good place to start, whether they can be recruited or if it's simple armor that can be used by the resistance. I think this could be an effective and hopeful first step. that if we could provide this sort of thing while they carry on their skirmishes, it would be a step in the right direction. Now, I will caution you, these beings are dangerous, and I very much hope your encounter won't devolve into a violent one. I trust you not to instigate such violence, but I don't know how they will respond if you find them. However, I think it is something we should do as a high priority.
Well, we survived one encounter with the Zodar, and they were quite powerful.
And we kind of saved its life. So
we
it'll
did
be
do
great.
them a favor.
Interesting. Did it say anything?
Not with words, but it did disappear and then show back up to help us against the intellect devourers before it left.
Interesting. Well, you've had more experience with them than I have then. I've heard rumors and read accounts and the sort of things that sailors share. And then this gives a little sort of smirk. Sailors are fun sometimes. So, certainly you have the resources of the circus at your disposal. We don't, represent a nation's wealth or anything like that, but I do try to take care of you as best I can. However, this will not be a paying client. And you can see Cornelia a little like, oh, I kind of saw that coming. Right? Like, it's the tempered disappointment of like,
Yeah.
fucking figures. Like,
Lucretia's saying it though, and not us.
right,
so.
right.
That's what's important, is
Yeah.
that she's not going to be mad at us.
Right. However, if you should happen upon valuables or treasures on your way, then I hope you will make those things available to each other and take care of each other. The Circus of the Last Days will remain here for some time, and maybe even provide some cover as you are our offshoot, and we can create stories where needed and, give you an opportunity to move unfettered. But it's not something I personally can get involved with. I hope you'll understand.
Of course.
That's what we're here for.
You'll have to refresh my memory on the art gallery we visited, but did you say that it had some indications on where to look for the Zodar?
Yes. My 3 hours of sleep brain have lost the fantasy university name that I came up with. I'll insert name later, right? The university had a museum, a collection of things that were sort of natural history, but as these things go, and it would be the best place to start. And so the name of this university is relatively famous, and it is similar to the cathedral that Brutus and the team had found. It's like sitting on a rock. It's a massive rock, right? The university is like the size of Harvard campus, right? This massive arrangement of buildings on what looks like a huge chunk of land that just got scooped off of a planet with an ice cream scooper, just lifted up and flew away. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they found this giant chunk of rock and built a university on it. It's thousands of years old. Nobody remembers. And there are conflicting accounts all written down in the library of the university. They're like, this is definitely one of the 8 ways the university was founded. All of them are true. Okay. So yeah, their collection of oddities and historic objects. They don't have a museum of like stolen cultural goods. It's not that kind of museum. It's mostly
Not the British Museum.
right. It's mostly natural goods or things that were ethically preserved from a culture, right? Or offered. It was a good name. I'll come up with something. Anyway, she lays out like that is the best place to start. I don't have more information. But we have to find some way to help the resistance because they are outnumbered. They are up against dragons. Vlaakith's forces are partnered with Tiamat, and Tiamat provides dragon mounts for their greatest warriors. This is an overwhelming power. And all they have to do is defend Vlaakith. They're not trying to invade anyone. They will simply defend her until she is able to consume enough souls to transcend her state of being. This is not a good option for anyone, including most of the gods. So, I'm glad to see that you take this seriously and you share my commitment to this cause. I will leave you. Enjoy the rest of your night. Break a leg tomorrow. And I'll look forward to hearing from you soon. Anything before she heads out?
I just like that the saying "break a leg" has also transcribed itself into this world.
That's the only way to wish a performer good luck.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So everyone sort of gets off the carpet, and the griffin comes back to animate and gets a little bit of a running start. It just takes off like Rudolph.
I've definitely got like the whole like, okay, it was loaf, and then it was big stretch.
Oh yeah, for
You
sure.
gotta have a big stretch,
With like cracking bones.
Right.
Yeah.
Like just lines cracking into the stone.
Yeah. Of this skeletal griffin, and so she takes off. And all of you have, I'm sure there's just the excited chit chat of like nobody's ready to go to bed at this point, right?
Right.
Except for those of you who are like, well, I would like to get my spell points back.
I only need 4 hours for my magical trance thing that I need
I'm
instead of
sleeping
sleep.
in real late 'cause I need all 8 of them.
Yeah.
I think that I actually
Actually flavored it like Gralen was one of the people who woke up early,
eh,
but not tomorrow.
No.
no.
Okay, so it's about 3 a.m. at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 2:30, 3. It's hard to know exactly.
Mhm.
Nobody's got clocks out here. And it would be rude to suggest. Sorry. We're having some excited back and forth. Everyone's like, "Ooh, okay, yeah, this is exciting." And Tim's like, "Maybe I could get more involved with what you guys do." Rosemary and Sage both like take him to the side and have a very intense sibling conversation. It's
Wouldn't Tim be also exhausted because he has to
Hold
do
on.
all the work because Brutus is gone?
yes.
He also had a real great time on the whale, though, with us.
Yeah.
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 Wasn't there?
Sometimes. You were busy.
I was busy.
So the back and forth chit chat, okay, well, we're not gonna figure it all out tonight. We should probably get some rest. And then there is the shrieking of wood being torn apart. You know,
Uh-oh.
that sound of like the stress and then the cracking and the, you know, all that sort of thing. As the ship that was in dry dock, right? They pulled it up. This is not the one with their Spelljammer helm. This is just one of their regular ships. But they pulled it up into dry dock and were doing maintenance, right? Doing the things you're supposed to do. Tentacles explode from the ocean. These blue-black fleshy tentacles, like maybe half a dozen of them, grab onto one end of the ship, and this is like there were several other ships parked in the bay, right, just anchored, but it is this ship in particular, right? Tentacles shoot out, grab onto it, and because it's rigged to not roll back into the water, the pulling, it literally rips the ship in half. It's completely destroyed in just a moment, right? There are casualties, right? There were people working on that ship. But it's time to roll for initiative.
Oh, crap. No.
You thought, oh, we only have 22 minutes left. We're not going to get anything wild here.
Just need to. Oh, no. Well,
that's not great.
that's a 1 in 400. Or no, the odds are different now.
Oh.
Double ones.
Oh, no.
yeah.
Oh no.
That makes up for every other dirty 20 I've rolled today.
Yeah. I think the initiative roll is probably the only place we're not going to use the crit. So
Yay.
for those listening, normally crits are only supposed to apply to attacks. I like applying them to skill rolls, skill checks most of the time, but initiative checks, it's not fun. You don't do that many of them, and like, if you get a bad one, you're punished enough. If you get a good one, you've been rewarded enough.
Mm-hmm.
That's my feeling on it.
I got a 14.
Okay.
13.
You're on
1.
1.
Oh, no.
Not 2?
2.
Or are you
Oh, 2.
minus
So I'm
1?
sorry, 2.
Are you minus 1 initiative?
No, but I thought, do I just take, because I rolled, do I still add my initiative?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
Yeah.
4.
Is that the whole thing? Because otherwise you're punished. But you've been punished enough.
Brutus will also wake up and roll initiative in a moment. I have to roll initiative.
You don't have to.
I'm gonna.
You just take the day off. You don't have to. 3.
No.
2?
It's 12. Did one of you have 12?
13.
14.
Oh, all right. Okay. 14, 13, 12. 14 is Jaden?
No.
That's
14 is Ezthe.
Ezthe.
I know we're the same
13 is
person.
Jaden. 12
Same
is
person, different font.
monster. There's a monster.
Spoilers.
And Gralen. Well, let me add some more numbers on here.
Yeah.
47.
4. Gralen. Actually, I can roll for Brutus now. I have all the character sheets.
Mwahaha.
Initiative is +3. Sorry, Jay, in advance if this is... Well, that's cocked. Ooh, that's a good roll. Let's say 13 plus 3 is like roughly 16, approximately.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Brutus usually goes first.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to be a dick and say Brutus's first turn is like, what's going on?
He is still
Makes
sleeping it
sense.
off.
Yeah. He's awake, but his action is wake the fuck up from your deep, deep stupor all
Yeah.
day.
Brutus has a hungover condition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the don't talk so loud condition. At least there's no big light. It's the middle of the night. So, okay. So, a lot of the skeletons are running around, and they will be sort of an environmental effect, as in like they might shoot some arrows or whatever, but these are not warriors.
Yeah.
Right?
Good.
They're running for their lives. They're, live.
Same
Yeah,
difference.
Yeah.
Their
They
existence.
don't want to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Right? Like anybody. So the other thing we have to do is a quick Arcana check. This is just a free action. Everybody can roll Arcana.
Okay.
There's no way. Dirty 20.
Oh, wow. Unsurprisingly, that's a 4.
21.
Okay, 1 second. What is this guy called?
Soft, fluffy bunny.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'll just use those stats.
Sharp, pointy teeth.
Yeah, I mean, let's just use the Kraken, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not like, I don't know if the Kraken's in the monster manual. Let's see. That's not Kraken. Seems like it would be in the
It's
monster manual.
pretty.
Well, there's a bunch of Krakens. Oh, it's
It's a crackling of Krakens?
CR23.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're totally ready for that. No. I'm using another stat. This is like a tiny Kraken.
It's just a...
It's only a tiny kraken.
It's only a wee emo teenager Kraken.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. However, this is a high CR creature. Okay, this is not a little like CR6. This is a medium fight for 4 or 6 level character, right? This is a boss fight. Okay.
Okay.
The Kraken appears to be semi amphibious in that it is the tentacles reach up and grab onto the part of the ship, and you can see this sort of shelled body. It's like the back half is kind of lobstery. Its face, its head is like a little like cross between like the mouth of an octopus and a turtle, you know. So it's got a beak and these tentacles that come from around its face, but then it's got this back half of like, you know, maybe a dozen legs or so as it's like pushing itself up onto the beach, and it doesn't.
Yuck.
What's that?
Yuck.
Yeah, it is yucky. As the ship just comes apart in its tentacles, it roars, and the smell of its breath just washes over you. You know, if you are closer to it, this will be an attack. There's a breath weapon potential attack. The skeletons that are there are like, I'm so glad I can't smell anything. And they're running for cover. Just be aware that is a potential problem.
Okay.
Okay. It is, we just see it as like a cone attack, but from way back here, and it's dispersing, right? It's gonna eat the town. So, Brutus probably rushes in, right? Like shadow steps onto its back, I'm assuming.
That sounds about right.
Jake can correct me later if we need to retcon that, but
he seems to like to punch things in the face.
Yeah.
Stab them in the heads.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a quick perception check for him. Actually, it's an investigation check. Ooh, that's a great roll. So Brutus, you notice, for the record, Brutus notices the way the rear end shell plates are scalloped, right? It was a little like the dune worms, right? And realizes he could get back there and is like prying one of them open. We know Brutus doesn't have a lot of brute force strength, right? But has found the leverage of get in there, jam an elbow in and try to open it up, right? And is causing a lot of problem and distraction for this thing.
Okay.
So that's good news. And that brings us to Ezthe.
Okay, it feels like now is a good time to cast. Okay, so actions. There it is. Oh, well, okay. None of those are available. I am going to cast Sorceress Burst. Which is... Yep. +7. And that is 14.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention too. This is not exactly the Kraken from the monster manual. My design for it has there are 3 areas to target as if they're like different characters. So you can tell me which one you want to target, but you can target tentacles, which will have some mixed success. It sort of has like if you shoot an arrow at the tentacles, it has some resistance to that because they're all over the place, and but like a blast versus the tentacles is pretty effective. There is the face region, right, with the snapping beak head that's sort of like semi-extended, like a little bit like the hungry hippo, you know, like or the alien from Aliens, just coming out of the mouth like that. Let's just have that. Yeah, it's like opens the beak and then another beaked head is in there, and just beaks all the way down. But yeah, it's like being kind of grabby face. And then there is the back end, which is pretty heavily armored, but it has lots of legs, and they're comparatively spindly, right? I don't want to say they're spindly, but compared to the rest of this thing, like they're not used to supporting its bulk on land. They're used to like moving along the bottom of the ocean. So that's the
okay.
So which of those 3 zones did you want to target?
I think that I'm gonna target the third one was like the what?
The ass.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna try to Sorcerer's Burst it in the butt.
Okay, sure. As one does.
Yeah. I think I said that was a 14.
Oh yeah, to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have a high. Oh wait a minute. Sorry. Back end. I have a whole thing for this. That's not it. Is there that's just an attack roll, right? There's no saving
range
throw or
attack,
anything?
yeah.
Okay. That does not get through the armor.
Okay.
The Sorcerer's Burst happens on the sort of impacts on the side, and you can see the power of it ripple across this thing. But you're gonna have to find a better angle for it.
Okay. Well, I am going to say, F you, buddy. Stop messing with everyone else. Come mess with me.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that bull by the horns and cast Compelled Duel.
Yeah, that's a cantrip, right?
It is 1 bonus action spell.
I need to know if it's a leveled spell.
It is. First level.
Oh, but Sorcerer's Burst is not.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
So Sorcerer's Burst is a cantrip.
Yeah, got it. So then, yes, you can cast that. I have to make a saving throw, right?
Mm-hmm. Wisdom.
You mean con?
No. No, I don't.
14?
No.
Okay. That's actually a pretty good roll for this guy.
Yes. So, on a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attacks rolls against creatures other than you, and must make another wisdom saving throw every time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me. And if it succeeds, it doesn't restrict the target's movement for that turn.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Well, it failed. All of the attention, the beaks, like the internal beak retracts, it looks at you with its main, outer head, these beady eyes, and opens the beak. The beak inside opens but doesn't come out, and they just roar in this like horrendous, like unharmonious chord of like multiple notes of just like, if you imagine, we have this beautiful image of angels playing the horns, but like if we had biblically accurate angels playing whatever twisted fucking instrument that they would be blowing air through, that's the horrible noise that is coming from this thing.
Fun.
And you have its attention. Congratulations. Discordant, thank you. Yes, James V. That is exactly the word I was trying to get at. Unharmonious.
I mean, same thing.
The recorder.
Yes.
Oh no, so many recorders.
It blasts hot cross buns at you. Okay. That was good. You have its attention. I'm gonna note that because we're not gonna be able to finish the fight today.
What?
You've taunted.
You don't know. I'll get one turn. I might one-shot it.
Dueling. Yeah, you could not actually be able to do that. Okay, that was Ezthe. Jaden.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. How close am I to this thing?
Let's see. From the from the green to the docks is probably 40 or 50 feet, and then this thing is sort of half in the water still, maybe 100 feet.
Okay. Great. Then I would like to move.
I'm pretty sure Brutus can go 100 feet with Shadow Step, so it's whatever that is.
Okay. I'm gonna move.
Sorry, I thought we were closer.
Oh, what?
Because the range on Compelled Duel is much closer than that.
Oh, what's
That's
the
my
range
bad.
on it?
30.
Okay, well, you moved to 30 feet then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, and also we could even say, like, well, its tentacles are all the way up here. So, this is just one mind that you're acting on, but it's sort of in a lot of squares.
So the point is, Ezthe isn't next to me anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Great. I love that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you are 30 feet from the beak. The tentacles extend out past you,
Okay, great.
right? Oh, I forgot a detail of its scream. So it opens the beaks, it screams, and the tentacles go straight out. Like, like the, what's that frilled lizard,
Yes.
right? The,
Oh.
and
I love it.
Dilophosaurus.
yeah. Or that, yeah.
The
It-
best dinosaur.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, just nightmare of, tentacles everywhere, chunks of ship being tossed around as it lets them go, boards and detritus raining down. Yeah. Okay. Jaden?
I would like to cast Guiding Bolt in its mouth.
Okay. At the face.
Right in the face.
Okay. That AC is, I think it's the same as the butt, so it's 16.
Okay. And I cast plus wisdom.
A little bit of armor face.
Oh yeah, that is a natural 18.
Oh, that's a great
Plus
hit.
4 is a 22.
Yes. Okay, so what is the normal damage for that?
Normal
What level?
damage is level 2.
5d6.
5d6.
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
looking at it 'cause that's what I was going to do.
Oh, yeah. How's your how are your spell points doing today?
Pretty good actually.
Okay.
Where do I have those?
Well, that's fine. I trust you're
Features-
tracking them. I just
features
wanted to check in.
and traits.
Features and traits.
All
Yeah.
the way to the bottom.
I didn't use that many because I had the moonbeam and I just kept moving it.
Oh, yeah. True. Okay. So
yeah, so I still have 16. Oh,
great. We're gonna need them
yeah.
probably. Maybe it'll just get scared and run away.
Let's hope so.
Okay.
So yeah, 5d6
So
plus the critical.
well, hold on. So we're gonna say it starts with the maximum damage.
That's 30.
5 times 6 is 30, and now you're gonna roll 5d6.
Okay.
That's fun. Critting on spellcaster is so good.
Ooh, thanks, dice. Okay, that is 15 plus 4 is 19 plus 6 is 25.
55.
55.
55
Damn.
damage. That's a good start.
Yeah.
It is
Bring
not
it.
bloodied. Which means it has more than 110 hit points.
And the next attack against it has advantage.
Yes. Excellent.
Duly noted.
Does that end on your turn? Like, until your turn?
Yeah, until the end of my next turn.
Okay, great.
And it's radiant damage. I don't know if that matters.
It does not in this
Okay.
case. I mean, it's also not resisted. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that for me.
oh, did I have you all do a Arcana check to identify this thing?
Yes.
You had us do an Arcana check.
What did I tell you about it? Just that it's a Kraken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You need more information than that.
I think we got away from it.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted. Somebody rolled really well.
I rolled a dirty 20. Jaden rolled a
think I like
25.
24,
25.
25. Something
Yeah,
like
yes, they rolled it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you knew it's a Kraken, right? So for the two of you, you know it is resistant to cold.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
So don't use cold spells on it. And that is that's what I'm going to give you for free.
I'm gonna
Free as if we didn't earn that.
side note that the chat says guiding bolt in the mouth is also one of the more popular liturgies at the Sune sermon.
Yep. I'll say. Oh, we have the best chat. Okay. That is oh, it's the monster's turn. Release me. Okay. Well, he's motivated to attack Ezthe. Could you tell me, Compelled Duel says attacks that include you or only you?
Let me see.
I think it says something like if you target anyone else.
Yeah, if you compel duel on a failed save, compel disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you.
Yeah.
Okay, on attack rolls. All right. Then you're still way up on the.
Yeah, I haven't moved yet, so I'm still.
Brutus is on at the back. Jaden,
Is on the beach away from the Kraken.
what's the range of guiding bolt?
120.
Oh, okay,
feet.
that's fine. Yeah,
I like
so-
to be over there.
yeah, that's fine. 120 is fine. You're basically at that range.
Okay.
Okay, so it's not going to use its AOE attack, but it is going to attack you twice and then attack Brutus once at disadvantage. With different tentacles, right? If it grabs either of you, it also gets a bonus action to try to swallow you. Let's see. What? Brutus dodges out of the way.
Typical Brutus.
Yeah,
Yep,
it had
yep.
disadvantage, so what are you gonna do? Okay, so now first attack against Ezthe. What's your AC right now?
19.
Okay. That's that's like a 21 or 22. Do you want to do anything about that?
I am going to why isn't this tab open? That would have been helpful if it was. I can do a thing.
Looking for your reactions.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking for. No, that's not the right one.
Do you have the shield spell?
I have the thing that hits them again. It takes the damage back to them.
Oh, to reflect the damage. Yes. That's under features, I think. Yeah, what is that called? It's called Arcane Riposte.
Oh, I know why. There's an actual app that does that on this device. I'm smart. I'm so smart.
Oh, that's all right. Okay, when you take damage from a target within 5 feet, yeah, I mean the tentacle is grabbing you, so that's fine. So the damage though will be
Specifically to the
the
tentacle.
tentacle group, not the face group
Mhm.
yet, because you're still 30 feet away from that. Yeah, so you can spend 2 sorcery points as a reaction to reduce the damage by half, and deal that amount back to the attacker as force damage.
There we go.
I have to tell you how much damage it is. It is
Bless you.
Tentacle Slam. This one's gonna be 2d8 plus 7.
Huh.
No, I can't find another B. That's fine. A 1. A 6. 7 plus 7 is 14 damage. Now, do you want to use your reflect on such a wimpy damage roll?
I don't, especially because I'm about to
Pop.
Explode.
Yeah, I'm going boom.
Okay. How many temporary hit points do you have?
6.
You shouldn't. Well, you would be at your maximum after a short rest. It resets to your maximum.
Oh, for
temporary
short
hit points.
rest?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
So it's what, 3 times your level plus your.
Yeah,
bonus.
it's like my I'm just gonna go back to that page because it's easier than my. So I have 19 temporary hit points. Nope, that was just how many there were left. That's great.
Yeah, you should be at 19.
Okay.
Minus 14, so you have 5 left.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll just eat it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
It can roll much more damage than that,
Yeah.
and it's about to hit you again. So let's go do the second attack. Also the first attack, since it did land, even though you've got this sort of force field around you, it has grabbed you.
mhm.
And then this other tentacle is coming in to get 2 on you, which would be ideal for pulling you apart. I don't know. Oh, well, actually, it has advantage for attacking you because you're grabbed.
Does that mean I get a saving throw against being grappled then?
No, on your. Wait. Yeah, how does.
Oh, I haven't.
I always get mixed up on grapple. Yeah, make a. Well, on a successful save, it gets to grab, and then
Is the tentacle grabbing her within 60 feet of me?
they're not within 60
Okay,
feet
you
of you.
can't.
Yeah,
I tried to cancel the advantage, but
Yeah,
I can't.
no,
I'm
you're-
not close enough yet.
you're back on the beach. Okay, so it hit, it grabbed. You'll get to on your turn. Make a saving throw about like getting out of the grip.
So the grapple just goes through because it hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like an effect of the grapple.
Okay, great.
Yeah, but it's like a monster grapple, which works a little differently from how Brutus grapples.
No, that's fine. I'm just
Yeah.
because it's our first time doing like real grapply things.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
confused.
Yeah.
Because I'm so smart.
Okay, and its second attack though is 9 plus 6 is 15 to hit you. So
No.
even with advantage, it just sort of slaps
Ineffectually.
Yeah. I like that picture that it like slaps you around a little bit, but just doesn't hurt you.
Mhm.
And it can't grasp onto you. There's still this sort of energy around it. It like the suckers can't grab on as well. And it also then doesn't get to try to swallow you whole. So
That's good.
yeah, bummer. I mean, oh well.
Mhm.
Okay.
Not this time, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. So that is Cracker. So he doesn't need to take any movement. He doesn't get to do his bonus action. So, Gralen.
I want to get within 60 feet of the thing, so about half the distance. Just so I can be in a range to help with things. And I'm going to burn my last 3 spell points and try to roll with advantage. Thank you.
Welcome.
To double up on that guiding bolt straight to the mouth.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Well, yeah, I should say that 55 was face damage.
It was, yes.
That is.
Did you crit?
That'd be a 19 on the die.
Yeah!
So 5d6 is 30.
No. I got a 3. 66.
Okay, 36.
Hit my last 3. So 36, and I'll roll 6
plus
more.
6 more dice.
Mm-hmm.
You might be bloodied now.
That is 20 exactly, so 56.
Nice.
Total 56?
Total 56.
Okay. So now that's 111. And it is, in fact, bloodied.
Yes.
You should, like...
And the next attack is
It's
still advantage.
it's taken 111 damage and it's not bloodied.
Run away!
And the next attack is at advantage again.
Yes, yeah. That advantage carries over to the next
Advantage
attacker.
in the mouth.
Advantage in the mouth.
And I think that's a good place to game down for today.
Mm-hmm.
We got through a round of combat. Brutus is like, I feel like Brutus on autopilot was like, get onto this thing. Is like, oh no, where am I? What a way to wake up.
Rude awakening.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining us live or later. Your only 2 options to watch the show. Either one, equally good. We love getting to do this live, and that is due to our chat mods. James V in particular, thank you. And any of our other mods who are around, they keep us safe. And I love that because it's really fun to do this live. Also, thank you to our Patreons. You can go to happyjacksrpg.com/Patreon to become one. They keep us ad-free and independent so we can do what we want. Let's start over here with Pooja.
Hello, I am Pooja. You can find me on the internet as Forgotten Saves. If you want to hear me play more ttrpgs, you can hear me on the Happy Jacks back catalog, on Mekong at Queen's Court Games, or on the 12-Sided Stories back catalog. Go out, find your local mutual aid. Just search mutual aid, and then your city's name, and go do something good for your community.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna second that. I am Sam. You can find me on the internets under my author pen name, Sylvie Hellstaff, at Sylvie Hellstaff on Blue Sky and on TikTok. If you're new here and you don't know, I write monster romance novels, so if you like any of the weird stuff that I do on the show but want spicier versions of that, you can go and check out books I write, like these ones that have art made by me on them. You can find my books on itch.io, the ebooks, and then if you follow me on social media, you can find all the other places to buy them. Indie authors and artists are having a really hard time right now, you guys. I know money is tight for everybody, but if you like an indie author or artist's work, if you can give them a shout out on social media, link to their shop. Everybody needs all the help they can get, especially queer authors and minorities. Please help lift them up. They're struggling, and I'd love to see some of our listeners just give us some shout outs.
It's awesome.
Hello, everyone. I am Dion. I've played Gralen for the day. We'll see about next time. If you want to find me on the internet, the Happy Jacks back catalog, doing bits and bobs here and there. And the world's going insane, you guys. So I will just say, check on your friends if you have the means and you can help. See if someone needs help. Don't be afraid to ask. Check on people. And if you are in this situation where you need help, don't be embarrassed to ask. Ask for help.
Yeah.
It's better to ask for help and get it than to not get what you need.
Yeah.
So let's all take care of each other and be humans in this world, as it is unfortunately becoming less and less humane.
Yeah, like me, a regular human man. I'm Jason, regular human man. I've been your dungeon master today. You can find me on Twitch and Blue Sky at It's Probably Okay. You can find my games, eventually an S on there, on probablyokgames.com, home of the okayest games around. And my streaming schedule is somewhat limited lately, but normally on Fridays you'll find me streaming with our friend Sam DeLev, and we are co-creating a new TTRPG in the round, so to speak. We've got some good setting stuff in place. We've got some preliminary mechanics ready to go. We're building a world, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you like dragons and cyberpunk type settings, this is the one for you. Are we fixing Shadowrun? I won't be the one to say it, but the answer is yes. That's not at all our intention, but it is accidentally becoming the mission.
Nice.
Because we like dragons and we like cyberpunk stories, and we're going to see what happens with that. So, hope you can join us for that sometime. And we will see you next week for the next session of the Astral Circus. Thanks.
Bye.